Hola, Teros. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another Rican reaction. And I I'm lost for words, man. I came on here before the match. I had the scarf on, I had the hat on. I said I was gassed, and for about 45 minutes, I thought we could actually do it. Once again, we were let down by our quality. Once again, we were let down by our manager. And once again, we were let down by ourselves, man. I mean, I'm starting to believe, and it's not something I'm starting to believe, but yeah, it seems like it's gonna be the end. It seems like it's not our year again. And it's okay. We will just back this manager and yeah, keep going. Arsenal 1, City 2, and it's frustrating that I find myself approaching another May, and it looks like I'll find myself approaching another trophyless summer. Let's just get into the comments. I put subscribers only mode, and I usually don't do that, but I don't have the time for people to come up and troll me today. If you're gonna troll me, at least subscribe to me. I'm nearing 500, so I would like for you to subscribe if you're gonna come over here and troll. 1 second. So yeah, big up Tyson Mitchell in the chat. Let's get to the comments. Scott says bottled it. Yep. Ricky says, "Oh, this is gonna be good." Yeah, man. I've got to go back to work, and of course, you don't see him all year, and then you see him back in the chat when things go awry. So there we go. Big up Brian. He said sack him. I'm starting to feel that way. And the result is, I feel like, papering over the fact that, in a sense, we weren't brave again. Like, we weren't brave. Our manager wasn't brave enough. There was a point where Pep Guardiola is like irate, and you just see Mikel Arteta staring at him, like watching him, and bro, just go back to City. If you love the man so much, go back over there and be his co-man again. Like, bro, I don't understand why we give this man so much respect. I know he's a great, but come on, bro. Like, have some bottle, have some cojones, bro. Like, big up Tyson Mitchell. Ricky says still top though until Wednesday. Yeah, and then it'll be equal. Then it'll be goal difference. We'll lose another match, and then it'll be in front of us, and that'll be all she wrote. And Ricky said, "I'm all subscribed, mate. It's all love, man." Yeah, I get it, man. Ricky's cool. He supports, and he takes the mic, man. But it's just, as an Arsenal fan, bro, it's frustrating. It's frustrating every year. And then I watch my board continue to doing the same thing. Like, Ricky supports Liverpool. Liverpool are talking about getting rid of Slot, and the man won the title because they don't like the way he's playing football. The fans don't like the way he's playing football. But it's okay, guys. 6 years, bottling it in April. 6 years getting close. Oh, we're in a semifinal. Oh, we made the final finally. Oh, we so close, guys. We so close. No, bro, get somebody who can win. Liverpool didn't wait. They didn't wait on Brendan Rodgers to figure it out. They got someone over the line, bro. Right? Tyson says at 2-1 he locked up. Yeah, we'll get into it in a minute, man. I don't even yeah. Don't be surprised if we draw until it's mathematically over, then we smash the team. Bro, we did it every year. Every year, when it's mathematically impossible for us to win, then we turn up. We start smacking teams, and we look good. Like last year, we clawed it back to 10 points. Liverpool were more than 10 points better than us last season. The year before, when we didn't win the league, we clawed it back to make it look respectable. No, bro, we always fall apart. We could have won the league. I could be sitting here saying, bro, this doesn't matter. This match didn't matter because we won. But look at us now, bro. I'm devastated. But we'll get into it. Big up, Tyson. Reagan said Liverpool were lucky today as well. But Liverpool, the funny thing is, we'll take the make out of Liverpool. Oh, you're the worst challengers. But guess what? At the end of the season, they won the same thing we won. A Champions League berth. That's it. You know what I'm saying? City went from being the worst city we've ever seen in the past 5 years. Not ever seen, but worst city in the past 5 years to being on course for trouble. A domestic trouble. And Tyson's right. His April record is no coincidence. It's not, bro. We weak sauce, bro. Weak sauce. It's devastating, bro. It's devastating. Big up, Dreadly says, good evening. Yeah. It hurts, bro. It absolutely hurts. My heart is breaking, bro. My heart is breaking, and I'm losing it. I'm losing the will to just keep putting one foot behind the other when it comes to this team, bro. Every year I get myself hyped. Every year I think that this is the year. This is the one we can do it. And every year, bro, I'm devastated. Every year I'm on the outside looking in. And then I got people in a group chat talking about, unlucky, bro. Doing this 6 years, let's not even say the 6 years. Doing this 4 years in a row is not unlucky. It's unprepared. Like, it's unprepared. You're not prepared to win. But yet we keep talking about, oh, when Arteta gets this, when Arteta gets that, when Arteta, he needs this, that, and what else did he need? He got the full squad. He got the backing that he begged for. He got the players that he begged for. He got the time that he begged for. And guess what? We're poised to not win anything, bro. Again. I'm tired, bro. It's physically exhausting to keep doing the same thing. It's insanity, by the way. Doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. You know what I'm saying? It's tiring. Let's read some of your comments. I'm gonna go through the team, bro, but I'm dejected, man. And you guys know me, man. I'm Dopamine Rican. Like I like being up. But I actually thought, and I'm not gonna lie to you, the first 25 minutes, I was like, you know what? I was wrong. I was getting ready to come on here and say, you know what, Mikhail? Fair play. You've gone for it. But then the subs happen, and you're just like, nope, same old, same old. Same old, same old. You're chasing a goal. You've got Ether who's hit the post and been close. You take him off for Odegaard, who's done absolutely nothing in the game. Hasn't done a thing except run, look busy, and duck out at 50-50 challenges. If that doesn't tell you that this guy has favorites, I don't know what will. Tyson says his top 6 record is the first star as well. All the wins are against Chelsea and Tottenham, 2 teams who rarely see the top 6 nowadays. 2 wins in 6 years against Liverpool and City. Yeah, man. But they'll say, oh, Arteta's done so well. Arteta's done this. Arteta, and I don't want to just blame Arteta, man, because I think the players could have done better as well. You know, not being able to finish. But if you're predicating your title hopes on Kai Havertz, there's a bigger issue. Ryan Cherky was what, 35 million pounds? Nani Madueke was 52. Who got the better deal? I'm annoyed, bro. Ricky says, I can see Arteta in the season say we'll go again next year and Arsenal won't say. Bro, if that happens, I will look you guys in the camera. If we don't win anything and we keep this guy, this will be a Sevilla channel. I'm not gonna lie to you. This will be a Sevilla channel. It will be Sevilla commentary, and we'll have Waffle House where we don't talk about Arsenal. I'll stick Arsenal in there every now and then. But this will be mainly Sevilla. I can't do it, bro. I can't do another year of this because we won't. People think that we're in a vacuum, that all the teams around us won't be great, bro. They will be better. They will be better. Liverpool will get a new manager if Slot can't get over the line. Man United will either keep Carrick or they'll go get a big manager. Chelsea will probably end up sacking Rossini because he's awful. So those guys get big managers in and they get someone to turn their fortunes around. Guess what? You think this manager will beat anybody, bro? He can't beat Guardiola. He couldn't beat Slot. Bro, I'm tired of the same thing, bro. And you know what? I'm tired. I'm going to read some more of your comments, bro. This is therapy. We're in therapy now. So get your comments out and let's have a chat, man. This you know how it is over here. Dreadly Fang says, horrible results, still baffling why sub off Ezra and what was Magalash thinking? Havertz, those sitters behind, as they always do. Havertz always has a moment. You know, he had a moment in Lisbon, against Sporting Lisbon. But do you have those moments against the Big Six? No. That's why we didn't win the title. And to be fair, Gyökeres won't either. Gyökeres didn't do much either because he's been awful against the Big Six. And I think that is it because they're awful, or is it because our manager has these tactics where he hides against the Big Six? He just tries to get over the line and beat everyone else. But then we end up losing to the Bournemouths of the world and the Southamptons of the world. And you know what I'm saying? Instead of going for it and trying to take some points off your direct rivals, you're hoping to draw with them and win the rest. But guess what? We don't win the rest because in April, we always fall apart. Try something different, bro. Try something different. Tyson said, Havertz been missing them chances since we signed. Since before. Why do you think Chelsea got rid of him? It's not like this guy was a 20 goal a season striker. Chelsea didn't want him for that reason. They were happy to, if this guy was making chances, if this guy was making things happen, Chelsea would have hang on to him. Chelsea would have said, no, we're not going to say to a rival. No, Chelsea were happy to bop us for this guy. Come on, bro. And this is why I said I prefer Mourinho. Mourinho probably would have made a couple of those chances. But our manager's broken him. Bradley says, got a notification on a big payout on us scoring and said Havertz will bang, but still feels so miserable. Fine margins really. If you think about it, bro, that was one of the few shots that really troubled the goalkeeper, and that's because he made the opportunity. He the one made the gap. Like he made it so that we had that chance, and it was a lucky bounce. He kicks it, goes off of Havertz's foot, goal. Other than that, what else did we create? When was the last time we scored 2 goals in a game? When was the last time we scored 3? Can anyone in the chat tell me? Just asking. Tyson said, our problem is this fraud isn't trying to win the trophy. He's trying to prove people wrong while doing it. That's why he always falls short. His players are crap like he was. Yeah. I can't. You know what the crazy thing is, guys? I've actually gotten a ticket to go to the Champions League semifinal home leg, in which we could actually make it to the Champions League final. I'm hurting, bro. And people dropped off and left, and that's fine. It's just me waffling. I know people got things to do, but I'm hurt, bro. I really am. I really thought that this season would be different. I thought that, you know, I saw the cracks. I saw the chinks in the armor, but I thought that we could, the players at least, would just stand up and be counted and get past it. And we didn't. We're here again. I'm here again, approaching May, getting bantered because it looks like we won't win anything. And granted, Man City could still lose matches, but we know what Manchester City do. We know what they do. Waffle, big up for stopping by. He said it's over. I don't want to feel that way. I want to believe that there's still a twist and turn with 5 matches to go. It's hard, man. It's hard. It's hard to remain positive. It's hard to believe that we still have something left. We couldn't beat Bournemouth. We shrunk against City. We were the only team that didn't score against Liverpool. Like was said in the chat, we've only beaten Chelsea and Tottenham, and they're trash. United beat us. Tyson said he's washing off on too many players. And Tyson also says if there is, who is behind us? Yeah. Give me a second. Just chatting. I might have somebody hop on here. Because I need to and Waffle, are you free? Are you free to have a chat? I feel like I need somebody to talk to. I need a therapist. I need a vent session. I need something. I'm dejected, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm dejected. I am hurting, and I'm pretty sure a lot of Arsenal fans. I'm pretty sure you guys in the chat are hurting. It's tough. I'm trying to see if some of the guys are available. I've never really had anybody jump on, but give me 1 second. I'll try to figure this thing out. Hold on. Give me two shakes. No rush, Waffle. I'll be here for a while. I usually waffle for a long time, so I invite a couple people on to have a chat. But let me figure this thing out. See if we can get Waffle Don on here to have a chat. I'm listening, guys. I see your comments. Give me 2 seconds. I'm trying to get this link to Waffle, so we can have a little chat, man. Because I can usually, you know what I'm saying. You guys know I usually just sit here and waffle to myself, man. But I need to know that I'm not the only one who's hurting, bro. And I know that the chat's hurting. I see you guys, right? I see you guys. Sending that link to myself. Get into some more of your comments. Y'all get him the link. Waffle say he needs to set up. Ricky says, let's be honest, she scored a lucky goal as well. Of course. If that doesn't bounce off of Havertz's foot into the goal, then what else do we have? What else? What else do we have? What else did we create? You know, we hit the post a couple times, which is great. But hitting the post doesn't mean anything. Give me a second. I'm trying to. I got like. There we go. There we go. I think I sent him the link, but yeah, my bad, guys. You know, me and technology. We are we're working on it. Let's see. To be honest, I never liked Arteta. Even when we signed him, I was pissed. I'm past hurt now, bro. I want the owners out there scamming us. And I talked about this, bro. I talked about this on the channel. Bro, American owners, the Kroenke said this, bro. They're not here. They're not, you know, say what you want about Roman Abramovich. He wanted Chelsea to win at all costs. Did he do some shady stuff? Yes. But he wanted them to win. You know, Man City's owners, they want them to win. Do they have to do some shady things to win? Yes. But they want a good product. Our owner only cares about the product when the customers are upset. When we wanted Wenger out, then that's when Wenger out. If we were happy with Wenger, if we'd have stayed happy with Wenger, he'd have never left. But because fans were not showing up to the stadium, because fans were protesting, because the fans weren't buying merch, they come down and said, listen, those pockets are hurting. Listen, Arsenal, it's time to go. We got to get somebody in. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. The only way to get these guys out, only way to get this manager out is if the fans unite. But we're not united. You got half the fans talking about they love him. And he's amazing. It's crazy. Tyson said, take your time, bro. Ain't else happening. Give me 2 seconds. Big up to Waffle 9. How's it going? I think he's there. Or is he ready? Hold on. Hold on. I think I might have been early. Big up.
Yo, can you hear me?
Oh no, I can't hear.
Can you hear me?
That's crazy.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you on my phone, but I can't hear you on my computer. Give me 2 seconds.
Hold on a sec.
Can you hear me?
My computer's.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me or can you not hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You can hear me now,
The
yeah?
people can hear you, but I can't hear you on my computer. I think it's a me thing.
Oh, you can't hear me. You can't hear me. I can hear you.
Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna come out my stream and go back in. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah.
My bad, guys.
People, if you can hear me, it's over. You can hear. They can hear you. They can hear you. They can hear you. I can hear you, Gooner. Where you going? Don't go nowhere unless you can't hear me. People, April the 19th is a funeral. Today was a funeral, people. I prepared myself for this day. I prepared myself for the loss, but it still hurts. It still hurts like anything, man. To lose to City once again. Oh, where's Gooner Rican gone? He can't hear you. Okay. Is he back? Let me just refresh my screen.
Guys, can you see me? My bad. I'm on my phone now because my laptop just stopped working. But I am here. My bad. Um,
Yo,
I'm
hear
I'm
me?
on my phone now because it's done me.
Okay.
My
Can you hear
laptop
me though?
just
Can you
yeah.
hear me
Can you
though?
hear me?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can hear you loud and clear. Bro, it's the hope that always kills with this club. Getting back into that game, yeah, it may have been a fluke goal, but it's a goal. Yeah. We got back into that game and we showed signs. But this is what happens with Arsenal. They get the chances, and you know what? We don't have the quality personnel, the quality to finish off these chances. Gyökeres for me scores those two chances in my opinion. What Havertz had today, and the worst thing for me is they drop to Havertz. Havertz is always going to be that, and I don't want to just single out Havertz by the way, yeah, but he's always going to be that player that is a nearly player for us. We can talk about him winning the Champions League, doing all of this and doing all of that for Chelsea and stuff like that. But he's never going to be looked at Arsenal as a legend. He's never going to have that status. I don't know what Arteta was doing today, man. When he brought Arteta off, you keep your best attacking players on, and he sacrificed once again. You know, Arteta, Eze, who should have moved over to the 10 position rather than keeping Odegaard in that position. I would have taken Zubamendi off and kept Odegaard on, to be honest. But this is what our manager does all the time. There's always a mistake in this manager, and today proved that he's never going to be able to win the Premier League. He had chance after chance after chance after chance after chance to put this to bed. I told you, Bournemouth was the most important game. Weren't Sporting, it was Bournemouth. We messed that up, and now we're what, 3 points, goal difference now. And sorry, Gooner, yeah, I know you still got that hope, but it's over, my bro. I can see us dropping points to the likes of West Ham, to Fulham. I can't see the likes of City dropping points now because they have the momentum. They have the momentum right now. They've beaten us twice. They've beaten Liverpool. They've beaten Chelsea. And we can say, yeah, these teams ain't doing great this season, but you still have to beat the teams in front of you. And we don't do that in the running. We couldn't do that in the running, but City can. City, if you saw at the end of that game, the players were hugging each other because they know it's theirs to win now. They know they're on for a domestic treble now. Domestic treble, Gooner.
It's the worst.
Bro,
it's the worst City team we've seen in 5
years.
People
were talking about quad. People were talking about trebles from our fan base. Where are they now? Have you seen Tony Claude? Big up to my brother Tony Claude. Have you seen Tony Claude? Have you seen Boy 10? Have you seen Positive Dan? Everyone's quiet now. Yeah? And it's embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing. Even my boy Kate, he still thinks that there's a chance. And you know what? Everyone could have their own opinion and think what they want to think. But to me, losing today is kind of sealed our fate because now we're relying on other teams' results. We're relying on City to drop points. Not thinking that we can't drop points as well. Of course, we can drop points. We can lose to Newcastle. Newcastle are a good team. Even though they're not been playing that great, we can still lose to Newcastle. Newcastle get motivated when they play us at home. So this is the ultimate embarrassment. 4 seasons in a row. Second again. Ole, ole, ole. 4 seasons in a row. And yeah, his broadband's moving like 4 seasons in a row right now as well.
I got it. I'm back.
He's back on the. I bet your laptop died or something, and you had to charge it or something. I bet he's one of them ones. I know the secrets of the laptops and all that kind of stuff, man. All of them things there, but I don't know what else to say, Gooner, man. I accepted. Listen, the expectation was there to lose today, but it still hurts as hell.
I thought we'd see a little bit more. I honestly thought we'd see a little bit more. The first 25 minutes, I'm not gonna lie. If you had asked me to make a match reaction after the first 25 minutes, it would have been Mikel Arteta's pull the masterclass. Look at us, we're playing football, and slowly and surely, we always revert back to type. We start off, and it's kind of the history of Mikel Arteta at this club. We start off, you give us all this great stuff, we feel warm and fuzzy, and then it trails off. And at the end, you end up with nothing. And that's exactly what happened today. At the end, we ended up with nothing. 0 points on the board. And we're in year 6 relying on Kai Havertz. We need a goal. Trossard and Ben White come on.
I want to ask you something quickly. Where do you think the game changed?
Honestly, halftime. I think halftime. I think once we came out at halftime, around like 50, 60 minutes, like Pep knew that he had us against the ropes.
Mm.
And I think it's the second game that we've played against Pep where we've looked on top going into the half, and then we've come out in the second half and they've been all over us. So what are you telling the team? Like, what are you saying to our team? Are you saying you guys are doing a great job? Keep doing it? Or are you pointing out deficiencies and saying you guys aren't good enough? You guys aren't good enough. And then the players come out dejected in the second half. And I mean, the guy doesn't sit down. Like, I think he needs to buy a new pair of trainers every time, or a pair of shoes every time he goes on a touchdown. He doesn't sit down for 90 minutes. It's like he's running the 90 minutes as well. Either Pep goes and sits down. He's like, yeah, all right, Turkey's doing his thing. I'll sit here for a little bit, and then I'll come back up. One thing I will say, though, and I don't know if you saw it, did you see how Mikel Arteta was looking at Pep Guardiola on the sideline?
No. What was he
Like,
doing?
Pep, I don't know if it's just a me thing, but I saw him, like, Pep was, when he didn't get a call, you could just see Arteta looking at him like he admired him. Like, look at this guy. Like, look at this amazing aura. Like, bro, like, he's not paying attention to play. You can see him looking at Pep Guardiola. Big up, Tyson.
This is what I mean. The teacher is always going to have it, have that over his pupil. Oh man, this hurts. It hurts, man.
And that's the thing I said as well. Like, I don't think I'm not even angry. Like, I'm not angry. I'm genuinely hurt. I think I'd have been angry if we got blown out, 4-0. I'd have been angry. But it's the fact that, and it's been like this under this manager. We have opportunities to get over the line and go for it, and he just says, you know what? No, we'll do like for likes. We'll keep playing the same way and hope for the best. Like Martin Odegaard, and I like Martin Odegaard. I was gassed when we signed him. I thought he was going to be great. And 23, 24, he was great. But guess what? That's 2 years ago.
What do you think of him today? What do you think of his game today? Because I don't think he was the worst player on the pitch.
I don't know. He was the worst player. He just wasn't that great. He's our captain. He's our creator. When Eza is out creating you from the left wing, there's an issue. How many shots did Martin Odegaard have at the goal? Can you remember one?
No.
Exactly. That's our number 10. That's our creator. That's our captain. 0 shots that you can remember. I can remember Ezra's shots. I remember the donkey shots. Even Akapia had an opportunity. Our number 10 is this man was picking up the ball next to the goalkeeper. That's not what we need you, bro. We need you in the box. That's what we need you. You playing tiki-taka with Raya, bro. Like, we're trying to win the game. I'm over Mikel Arteta. I'm honestly over Martin Odegaard as well. But let me get into the comment. Ricky said he's not a good manager. Never proved that he has been. There's levels to the game. Pep is on another level. Yeah, and see, Ricky's a Liverpool fan, and I always compare Mikel Arteta to Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers played beautiful football, but he couldn't get over the line. He couldn't get there. And they say, you know what, Brendan? Thanks for everything. It's time for you to go. Let's go get Klopp. And if Pep Guardiola hadn't been in the league, Klopp would have won at least 3 or 4.
Yep.
With that Liverpool team. The man scored 98 points and didn't win the league. We trying to struggle to 80. That's crazy. So, yeah, there is levels. Tyson said he's still Pep's greatest assistant. He helped Pep to more trophies from North London than he did when he was in Manchester. Yeah, man. Yeah. And people are not happy with Odegaard. They're not happy with Arteta. Big up, Jack. It's tough. It's tough.
It's almost like the season. You just want to forget about it now. It's almost like I wonder what this. I don't even want to know what this manager's excuses is going to be now. I don't really care. I don't really care no more.
I don't, and I said this earlier. I don't think there is an excuse. Like someone was like, "Oh, he'll blame it on squad depth." I keep saying depth, squad depth, and he'll blame it on injuries. But we've heard those excuses before. At some point, the excuses run out. When we had injuries last season, he said, "Oh, it's injuries. The squad's too small." Berta went out and got in there everybody he wanted. We could have had a Cherky. We could have had a Semenyo, but we got Nani Madueke. That's the guy. We got Norgard. And I think Norgard is the worst signing we've made.
Norgard, you think he's the worst?
Yeah, not because he's bad. It has nothing to do with him. He's the worst signing we made because we made that signing and we haven't used him. The man's got 61 minutes in the Prem. And I feel bad for him because he was the captain of Brentford. Brentford, who's struggling to try to get into the Europa Conference. They were playing good football one time, but they probably run out of steam now. But he was the captain. He was the man. He's playing week in, week out. We went and got him. And then my first thought in the summer was this guy will take over for Rice or Zubimendi so that one of them can rest. When those guys are tired, he can come in. He'll play 60 minutes, maybe 90 minutes against a Brentford. Maybe not 90 minutes against a team like Southampton, Port Vale, maybe. The guys that we're playing, Wolves. Like 61 minutes is atrocious. And the two people with the highest minutes are Zubimendi and Rice. Look at them today. I think Rice will run his socks off until he literally breaks his leg. And then he won't be good anymore. He'll just keep running. Zubimendi, you can see he's running in quicksand. And some of his passes today were awful. Absolutely awful. Passing to no man. He doesn't have, in the first couple weeks, we were talking about Zubimendi's outside the box shots. You remember those? He would just take a crack. When was the last time you saw him shoot from outside the box? He ain't got no leg strength. No shot power. 14 shot power. That's all he got left because he's gas.
Yeah, go on.
Cherky looks great. Reinders looks like he was all right. These guys look like they could play another 20 games. Our guys look like we got 2 left. And we still got 5.
Yeah, players have just been overrun, overused. This is a management player. This is an absolute management player. I don't see how Arteta survives this season. Yeah, I don't see how people would be saying let's go again next season. I can't see it. I cannot see it. Who's going to support this foolishness?
If he gets another contract, if he gets to go another year, this will be a Sevilla channel. We'll start speaking Spanish, broken Spanish, watching Sevilla every week. I don't mind, but there's no way you can support. There's no way you can support. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. We've done it 4 years in a row. We've given him all the players he wanted. We've given him all the support he wanted. He changed the song, North London Forever. We getting all giddy. He changed the walkout music, and Gunnersaurus was sacked and then he came back. You know what I'm saying? He's had control. There's nowhere to run. There's nowhere to hide.
City had to win this game today, and they did what they were supposed to do today. By hook or by crook, they won this game. I don't know if the defense could have done better in that situation, though. In Caprier, Odegaard, when the ball got crossed in, I don't know if they could have done better. They could have stretched a little bit more.
The first goal, Gabriel just sticks his leg out, lazy as hell, because he doesn't want to give away a penalty.
Yeah.
And then we try to scramble over. I think it's just good work by Turkey. The second goal, Holland pretty much bodies Gabriel. They're fighting 2-2, and he literally just stretched out his leg and that's pretty much it. I don't think there's much that could have been done either way. They probably could have stopped the cross, but on that as well, for our great defensive mastermind Odegaard, the man was nowhere in frame. He finally gets there 2 seconds too late. If he had actually ran back at full speed, like people say he does, that probably doesn't happen. But it is what it is. Let me get some more of the comments. Big up Tyson. He said, since Arteta left, Pep has achieved everything he couldn't. Yeah. And we have achieved absolutely nothing. In all seriousness, City still have to win that game in hand. If that doesn't happen, then what will be your opinion? Do you think you'll win the league if they don't win that game in hand? No. We still got to play Newcastle. We couldn't beat Southampton and Bournemouth. So this has always been my argument, Ricky. Like, I've said that City will drop points. I just can't trust that Arsenal won't drop points as well. It happened last season. Every time Liverpool dropped points, guess what? We came out and had a stinker. Oh, we can claw it back, Liverpool. We'd be leading the game, throw it away, draw it. We had 14 draws, 10 from winning positions. If we win those games, if we actually attack and see those games out, guess what? We're talking about champions. Me and Waffle ain't on here talking about this result. We're like, dang, we might not repeat. We might not retain. Dang, that's up. City's back again. But no, we talking about something.
There's something on Twitter. I can't actually show it on here though, but there's something on Twitter. Odegaard pointed to Nico O'Reilly, asking him to be marked by Martinelli. Martinelli ignored and left Nico O'Reilly open, leading to Arsenal conceding the winning goal. Martin Odegaard obviously very frustrated. That's it, man.
So Martin Odegaard couldn't mark anybody?
Yeah?
Martin Odegaard couldn't go mark them? What was Martin? Martin Odegaard.
Martin Odegaard had 3 players around him. The ball was with them. Martinelli. I don't know if you can see this. No, you can't, can you? I'd have to take my hold on. Can I send it?
Yeah, if you send it to me, I try to put it up on screen.
I'll send it to you.
Tyson said, "No, Ricky." He said players are mentally finished after dates. So are fans.
Yeah.
We made Mansfield look competitive. Yes, we did.
What did you think about the manager only giving Gyökeres like 6 or 7 minutes or of the game, or 10 minutes, or whatever?
We do this all the time. Like, this manager does this, and I always pull this up from last season, because I was at the semifinal versus PSG, and it was the same thing. It was who was in form? Nwaneri. He was in form. He was scoring goals. He was making things happen. We go down to PSG 1-0, and he waits until the 85th minute to bring Nwaneri on. He did it with Max Dowman. He waits till the 85th minute to bring Max Dowman on. Like, these guys are young and they're mavericks and they'll do whatever. They'll go for it for 5 minutes. But if you had brought him on 10 minutes earlier, could we have changed the game? Instead of, drawing, could we have gone for the win? Like, his subs didn't make me feel like he went for the win. It was because these players are tired and I don't want them to concede. Martinelli, I want him to come on so he can run and do defensive work. Trossard, defensive work. I don't think it was to go nick a goal. Let me see if that thing's come through. But yeah, I just...
You bring on Dowman, you bring on Gyökeres, you bring on whoever. I can understand Ben White, Mosquera, Yellow, But I really don't think that Mosquera is going to get sent off, though.
I don't think so. I think he was shaky. I think he was shaky, but I think he grew into the game. And you got to remember that this guy, he's young, man. He's a youngster. Let's see. I actually got it. Let me see if it'll do it.
Martinelli cost us against Forest. He's cost us today. Kai Havertz cost us against Bournemouth also, and he's cost us today as well.
So I got that pulled up that Waffle sent me. Odegaard pointed to Nico O'Reilly. Martinelli ignored and left him open. Say whatever you want. Our Odegaard deserved every bit to be our captain.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that last bit, that last paragraph. But look at where Martinelli is. He has to mark O'Reilly there. He has to do it. Look where he is. Look at the second picture. Look at the second image. Where is he?
Here. He's at the bottom, right? Bottom left? Bottom right.
Disgrace.
Bottom right.
You still have some hope, don't you? But where is your hope coming from?
Me?
Yeah. Didn't you say you still think?
Listen, I am completely honest. I am rationally delusional. The delusion, it comes from delusion. I am honest about my delusion, right? The rational bit of me says this thing's done for, right? Because City, once they get equal to us, once they get level, they'll run away with it because we crumble. We don't have the mentality to go. The delusion says that the players will just say, forget the manager. We're just going to go win it. And then, if we play this stupid football next season, we'll separate from him and he'll get sacked anyway. That's the delusional part. But when it comes to hope, I hope in the Arsenal. I love the team and I want us to win. I don't want to have to go to work. And I don't know, like Ricky, who I've highlighted, he's one of the bus drivers at my job. So I got to see this guy, every other morning. And he's there, smiling, waiting, right? I got to hold that every time.
Man United fan.
Liverpool.
Yeah, right? Liverpool.
Last season, I was talking grade A trash. And guess what? I had to go to work and hold that. I'm getting it off of Southampton fans. When I had to go to work and sit across from a Southampton fan, and he just smiled. Every time he smiled, I just wanted to chop him. But I had to. Because I can't say anything. Southampton informed and they beat us. What else can I say? Oh, they're in the championship. Great. But they'll win the same thing we will. Nothing. They'll win promotion probably. What will we win? I've watched the Portsmouth title parade. I'm still waiting on ours. I ain't even seen the Carabao Cup parade. Not even the FA Cup. Nothing. I take days off every time. I think every Monday after the season. After our last match, I always take days off. Because I'm like, maybe we might have a parade. Even if just the Carabao Cup. I'll take it. I'll be able to see some armpits and some festivities. And every week, you know where I go every year? On holiday to Spain. Because there ain't no trophy parade. I go to London, but I go to Heathrow to leave. That's it. Every year. And this year won't be the same. It won't be any different. I thought it would. I thought with a 10-point lead, I said, man, surely we can't. Surely we can't. Nope, we can. The gift that keeps giving. Let me get back in some. Big up Godfrey. Last season was exact same story. 12, 14 draws from winning positions.
Declan Rice was saying, well, it's still not over. The players are saying it's still not over. So, is it mentally over for them? That's the question.
I said that the World Cup is important. And the way Odegaard was ducking out of challenges, I think it's on his mind as well. But we got 5 games left. We got 5 games left. And these players know that if they get injured in one of those 5 games, World Cup is done. They're not going. They've seen some of the guys on other teams go down with injuries and go out the World Cup. If you're Norwegian, this might be your chance. If you're from Sweden, this might be your chance.
So are you telling me that they would rather not fight for the league just to go to the World Cup? I mean, yeah.
I think they'll fight for the league, but they won't injure themselves. They won't give you 100. Did you see Odegaard ducking out of challenges?
Yeah, he's Mr. Duck anyway. He's always ducking out of challenges.
But you look at some of them, like I said, Rice will give you everything. But Madueke, do I want to get injured? This might be my only chance to get in the squad.
Talk to me about Madueke today. Absolute terrible.
Garbage. But he's been him and Martinelli need to. Madueke is so frustrating because he has everything up until the bit in front of goal. It was the same issue we had with Eddie Nketiah. You remember how good Eddie Nketiah used to be? He rents a couple players, and in front of goal, just forget how to play football. He'd hit the ball and it sailed all the way to Mars, right? And it's the same thing with Nani. But Nani won't even sail the ball to Mars. Nani would just hit the guy in front of him, or fall over. He's like,
or kick the ball out.
Yeah. And
this comment by Tyson at the bottom, I think this will be telling over the next few games.
Let me go through some more of them.
Yeah, go for the comments, man.
If he was more of a captain, he wouldn't have been ignored. In my opinion, yeah. If Tony Adams tells you to go, you go. That's why I know he wasn't trying to win 6 minutes, 0 for Diamond. Yeah. Martinelli lacks brain cells, left O'Reilly wide open, led to a goal. Yeah, and we talked about it. Godfrey, big up. There's a reason why we call Kai a donkey, and he proved it. Yeah. I mean, you had a wide open header. All you had to do was get it within the goalpost, and it's probably a goal, and you fluffed it. No, it wasn't the end, but it does bring the end closer. So the good doctor doesn't think it was the end, but he thinks that we're on one of the last legs. Big up, Brian said, remember in the chat, Mickey, when they told us we're overreacting to the Forest draw, Liverpool draw, Brentford draw, Wolves draw. This fan base never learned. Well, so me and Brian, we in the South Florida group chat. That's where I'm from. And yeah, we're called the negatives. The negativos is what we call us. Because we said in December when everybody was talking about quadruples and top of the table trophy parades, we said we're eking out victories. We're dropping points against Forest. We haven't scored against Liverpool. Only team that hasn't scored against. Everybody was scoring against Liverpool for fun. Wolves, we threw away a 2-goal lead and drew with bottom of the table Wolves. And there were people in the chat saying, it's okay. We're still top. We're still 5 points clear. We're still 7 points clear. We're still 3 points clear. Now we're still 3 points clear. And on Wednesday, it'll be, but we're still level and we still got a higher goal difference. And when they pass it, we're still 3 points behind them. We're still 6. The league's over. We've lost. It's the same thing every year, every season. Big up, Brian. He said, I don't want to take what the players or what this manager says seriously because we don't see fight desire. Yeah, bring your boots, bring your lunch, bring the fire in your belly, and watch us crap all over the pitch. That's what it is. Odegaard is ducking out of life. No, he's the father. He had a baby. That's why he's out of form, guys. He's got a night feed and change diapers, so that's why he's been out of form. Tyson said, I don't think the players believe in Arteta anymore. Just don't have the balls to come out and say it. And that's an interesting point. That's an interesting point. You look at these guys, and 2 years ago when we lost matches, they were doing huddles. It was okay. Like, we got faith. We got believe. Stand up for us. Now you got, Declan Rice. He looks like he's, somebody took his lunch money every time he come off the pitch. Zubimendi looks like, he's like, I watched Kai Havertz on a corner. That guy was breathing so hard. Like I could feel it through the TV. He was, these guys are gassed. They're gassed. And you look at City and Erling Haaland looked like he just got out of bed and let his hair flow. Like he looked like he just came on the pitch, right? Pep Guardiola had the same issue, and I think I always say this: Pep Guardiola taught Mikel Arteta what he knows, what Mikel knows, but not all that Pep knows. And I think Mikel Arteta only got the first half of the lesson, right? When he was with Pep used to do the same thing, flog the players. And guess what? He realized I can't win the big trophies like that. I have to let these guys rest. I'll get better players in. I'll rotate them. If we lose a couple, fine. But at the end, we'll still be ready for the run-in. And look at us now. Turkey's playing some of his best football. The kid's only 22, by the way. Reinders looks good. The robot. Bernardo Silva's got a leg and a half, and he's still running rings around us, embarrassing us. And there was a time in the match, right? This is where I knew we weren't winning, right? It just hit my brain. This is why I knew we weren't winning. It was a one-on-one, ball over the top, Kai Havertz versus Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva managed to outrun Kai Havertz and kick the ball. I said, we're done. These guys don't fit. You telling me that Bernardo Silva, who's 62 years of age, can outrun the donkey? He's probably got 3 inches of height on him and long legs. You telling me you can't beat this guy? No. You couldn't. Embarrassing. But big up, Tyson. I appreciate it. Godfrey says facts. Jack said, don't forget the Sunderland draw. Yeah, I remember when we conceded late, everyone said it wasn't a big deal. And that's what they always say. It's not a big deal, you drop points. Yeah, we did it last season. We drew 14 times. And guess what? We lost by 10 points.
I'll tell you what's going to hurt more. It's when you wake up tomorrow morning. That's when it hurts even more. Because you're mentally going to bed with your conscience, in your conscious thinking about it, and you'll wake up tomorrow and we're gonna feel worse because I thought we might be changing now. That thinking, well, we might be in it. Well, we might not be in it now, and now we just want to play our next game now. When's we play our next game? Is it Saturday or?
Let me check.
Because we've only won 1 game in 6, I think. That is terrible form, Gooner. Disgusting form.
That's the history of the Arsenal under Mikel Arteta, unfortunately.
And it's April. In April he always bottles, bro.
Our next match is Saturday at 5:30 against Newcastle.
Oh, so it's under the lights now. So even more pressure. Pressure. So City have 6 games. We got 5. So we're hoping that City don't win one of those games or drop points in one of those games. But that's depending on us having a perfect 5-game record and winning every game. We're not winning every game.
No, it's not happening.
We missed Timber today? I think we missed Timber today. I think we've really missed Timber today, but
I think we missed Timber and what's his name? Saka. I think Saka is a big miss. I just feel like we do this every season. And I know that you and I didn't know each other last season, but my mate Brian, who's in the chat, right? He pulled up a conversation and another mate pulled up a conversation we had last year. Same exact conversation. You could have copied and pasted our conversation from last season. You could have copied and pasted our conversation from the year before. Like, we keep having these same conversations. Conversations. You know, and this is the thing. If Mikel Arteta had been winning the small trophies along the way, I'd have more time for him. I say, you know what? Maybe the league's just not his thing. But, you know, we won the Europa League. We won the FA Cup. We won the Carabao Cup. It's fine, right? We got to win the Prem. That'll be the thing that we're going for. But we haven't won anything in 5 years, bro. 5 years. That's half a decade. There are Arsenal fans who are no longer with us, who thought that they were going to see a trophy in 22-23, 23-24. And we're still waiting. You know what I'm saying? We've lost a whole generation of Arsenal fans. And I don't think people realize that. You know, when you look out, you're seeing more City jerseys. You're seeing more Liverpool kits. You know, you're seeing more Chelsea kits. Why is that? Because those guys are winning. When you're 5, 6 years old, if you don't, you know, I'm speaking from America, right? You know, and in the UK is different because you usually support your parents' team and whatnot. You know, you got an uncle who likes football. Your parents don't like football. That's who you support. Fine. But in America, you support whoever's on TV and whoever they're showing because we're not in England. So, you know, I'm goofy. You know, I saw City winning. I saw Chelsea winning. I saw United winning. And I said, oh, I like Arsenal. Let's do this. Right? Alexis Sanchez. I'll never forgive that guy. Right? He pulled me in. He went to Manchester United. Now he plays for my other team. But yeah, man, I got pulled in. But there's a whole generation of international fans who are probably going to be City fans because that's the team that's winning.
Kids as well growing up here in London, they're going to be City fans as well.
It's sad.
It's gut wrenching, man. It's really sad, yeah.
And we got a comment in here that I want to talk about as well.
Say it again.
Go ahead.
I've come to the point where I don't know what else to say, man. I really don't know what else to say. It's the same thing year upon year upon year. We had to. The best thing we could have got away with today was a draw, and it looked that way. It was looking that way. But City always find a way. City always find a way. And until we have a manager that has that really intense rivalry with City, like actually hates City, a manager comes in and says, I'm going to beef Pep. I might lose, but I'm beefing him. I don't like Pep. Till we have that type of manager that comes in, we're always going to have this nice Arteta Pep relationship, which I don't like. Have that off. They're probably calling each other now. Like Pep's probably, oh Arteta, I know you've lost today, but you've been very good this season. And no, I needed that fire. I needed Arteta to blank Pep today. Blank him at the end of the bloody game. I needed some horribleness from him. But there's too much respect. We have too much respect for City, and obviously City are a great team and stuff like that. But we showed them no respect when we beat them 5-1 last season.
This is the thing. You're an older fan, right? And like I said, I've only been a fan 10 years, so I wasn't a part of this. But I do a lot of research and reading when I can. And I look at some of the clips between Sir Alex Ferguson and Arsene Wenger. They couldn't stand each other.
Beef.
Could not stand each other. But if you look at them now, you would think they were the best of friends.
Yeah.
The way they talk about each other with honesty and respect. And even Sir Alex Ferguson said, if I had the budget that Wenger had and the constraints, you know, it would have been hard for me to make top 4 every season. And he did. That's respect. But when they were beefing with each other, there was respect, but I'm not gonna glaze you. I don't care what Wenger's doing over there. I don't care what Ferguson's doing over there. It doesn't matter to me. I want to beat him. We want to go there and win. And I think the problem is the culture. You know, a lot of these guys are shaking hands with each other and buddy in the tunnel. Oh, I'll see you for Spain, guy. Like you look at and see, I'm an American sports guy, right? So I remember. You know, I'm a Dolphins fan. I remember looking at the Dolphins versus the Patriots, couldn't stand each other. You know,
yeah.
Basketball, the Knicks and the Heat couldn't stand each other. The Lakers and the Celtics. I'm talking about fisticuffs. You know, the Detroit Pistons punching each other. You know, Malice in the Palace, like that kind of thing.
Even San Francisco and Miami Dolphins didn't like each other that much, did they?
Well, yeah, that's because Montana kept beating us. But yeah, he kept beating us. But you know, they respect each other now. But when I was growing up, like you weren't in the tunnel, like you weren't after the game, like buddy with these guys. You couldn't stand them. And now you see them and it's like, oh, God, hey, guy. Oh, hey, how your mom's doing? Like, but I don't care.
Clapping them.
I don't care. So I think that sport has become a thing where people are just so happy to be playing against each other. And it takes away from it a little bit. And I think the one thing that Pep Guardiola does, though, is before the match, during the match, he's ruthless. Yeah, Mikel, you worked for me. Yeah, we were friends, but I don't care. I'll clown you and I'll outcoach you and send you along your way. Have fun going back to London with your tail between your legs. That's
oh, I've got another thing to send you. I've got another thing to send you. Please put this up. Where are you, Gooner Rican? Please put this up.
Well.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can actually put it up. But let me get some comments and I'll find it in 2 seconds. Godfrey says, look at this clown of a manager doing the most on the touchline, but he'll still be in a job. I hope not. If he doesn't win anything, I hope he goes. Let's have some honest conversations. Declan, I love him, but he's not world class. Roger and Bernardo showed him levels today. What I will say, Brian, on that is Declan Rice ain't playing his natural position. He's asking to be played where I think Zubamendi should be. I think Zubamendi should be nearer the creative midfielder. Let me see if I can do this. I'm trying to pull it up. But yeah, I think that he's in a place where he's being asked to do something he's not naturally good at. And it makes him look like he's worse than he is. I think if you put Zubamendi further forward, because Zubamendi has a shot, he has a good pass, and he'd probably run a little bit less than Declan would have to. And I think Declan is better at kind of cleaning up, being the sweeper, being the guy that does that kind of bit. But we're asking guys to do things that they're not naturally good at. Asking Mosquera to be a right back. He's actually a center back. He's played some right back, but that's needs must. Like, we're playing a lot of guys out of position. Miles Lewis Skelly is a midfielder, and we're asking him to play. We're asking him to play left back. He's not a left back.
I don't think we can really I know this sounds terrible, yeah, but I don't think we can really be calling out players like Declan Rice, man. That guy's given his all for us, man, all season, yeah. And some of the players are just not good enough. Maybe not we, but people get a bit too excited and they put too much. They give the players too much boost in terms of our players Declan Rice is world class and all this kind of stuff, because he was performing at a world class level at some point, but obviously the performance has dropped. The guy's tired. He's been overused, overworked. Come on, man. When we get overworked and all these kind of things, we start to make mistakes. The mistakes creep in. We're not as good or, as functional as we want to be. At least with City, you can rest players. These players can rest. Yeah, and it's not like Rice has got, Rodri, a Silva, a Cherky. He hasn't got these players around him. These players are all can be all clutch. Did you see that the passes that Rodri was doing today? The crossfield passes and stuff like that. It's
These guys have freedom as well. Like Pep Guardiola has a system, but he also knows to allow free. I mean, the guy had Messi. Like, you know what I'm saying? Messi, you can put in the system and tell to go wild. You have to let those guys go wild, right? Imagine Arteta with Lionel Messi in his prime. Blow both his hamstrings out. We probably never seen it. And I missed this question earlier. But Ricky asked, have you got a top 3 list of managers you would want? Yeah. Ancelotti, Simeone, or Enrique.
Yeah, same here.
Like, I don't want to see no Cesc Fabregas. I don't want to see no Iriolas. I don't want to see no more Coleman, no more assistant coaches. I want winners. Give me somebody I've seen win a trophy in the last 10 years of fandom. That's what I want
as well.
I think Zidane would have enough pull in order to pull better players as well. Because who wouldn't want to play for Zidane? He's won everything. Who wouldn't want to play for Carlo? He's won everything. You know. So yeah. I've pulled this thing up. Hold on, let me a second. And this was Thierry Henry. This is utter disappointment. I can't believe my eyes. Arteta spoke about fire and being fearless, only to drop that performance in a loss against Manchester City. This is just too disappointing. My only priority was for Arteta to deliver the Premier League title, but it's slipping away in our very own eyes. The midfield was non-existent. I barely saw Zubamendi in the game. This is sad. But people were telling me Zubamendi. People were telling me Zubamendi was the man of the match in the last match, but we didn't create any shots. We had one shot on target against Sporting Lisbon, but he was the man of the match. So tell me how that works. That your DM is the man of the match. By the way.
I'm glad Henry is actually saying it as it is now, because he said, you know what, Arteta, you know, you're a good manager, you know, I'll back you, but now you've got nowhere to hide because you were talking about fire. Yeah, you have the fire. Yeah, what did you deliver today? You can't have fire for one half and then second half, you know, decides to dissipate and, you know, it gets watered, you know, the fire gets put out and it's just smoke.
It's heartburn, indigestion. That was the fire he was talking about. Diarrhea.
Gaviscon, Pepsil.
like that's the fire he was talking about. And this is the thing, right? This is the thing that annoys me, Waffle. Like, I hear all the talking, right? I hear it. I hear the talking. I get, you know, trying to motivate your players, but I think it's so disrespectful when you keep asking the fans, oh, show up. You know, bring your boots, bring your pads, bring your lunch, bring this, give everything, support us unconditionally. You know, we pay the highest season tickets. We have the highest merch in the league. You know what I'm saying? I'm still number 28,000 on the season ticket waiting list. I did it over 10 years ago.
Oh, right? My God.
So I got to pay for a membership, a red membership every season just to be in a ballot. It doesn't guarantee me any tickets. Just to be in the ballot, I pay for a membership. You know, I got to pay for Peacock. You know, I got to pay, people pay for TNT to watch the games. So you telling me support our team. Like, what else can I do? You want me to go on the pitch and actually score goals for you as well? Like, I can't do anything extra. And I think that every time he comes out with these, bring this, bring your fire, bring your desire, and then they drop a stinker. It's embarrassing, bro.
It's embarrassing, man.
Not only to the fans, it's got to be embarrassing to the players because they're watching you say this stuff, and then we're dropping stinkers. Like,
I'm hoping someone breaks the mold and comes out with something and says, one of the players, if we don't win the league, do you know what? We just weren't good enough, yeah? The manager lost it. We weren't good enough. Because there has to be some consequences come the end of the season. if we don't win this league, does Saliba want to stay here? Does Gabriel want to stay here? Rice, he might be talking about a new contract, but say a Man City, Rodri wants to move on. No one's talking about these type of conversations. Oh, Rice, do you want to play for City? We give you 400 a week.
You look at the teams that are going to need things, right? If you look at it, Real Madrid are begging for a good center back. They're begging for a good center back. They've tried every combination at center back they could possibly have. They're begging for it. And if they don't win the league, which it looks like they won't to Barcelona, they're not winning the Champions League. So whoever's there is getting sacked. And then they will say, you know what? We haven't won the league in a couple of years. We need to spend money. And all it takes is, hey, Willow, listen, you've been at Arsenal for what, 5 years? Come on, man. You want a chance to actually win the Champions League? You want to actually win the league? You want to play with some of your French teammates? You want to go to France, to the Euros, and to the World Cup, and actually come back and say, I've won everything? Arsenal will give you 100 million. And our board is so greedy, they'll say, 100 million for a player? They don't care what's on the pitch. 100 million for our coffers? Yeah, we'll take it, right? Gabriel, PSG. Hey, you want to come play? You want to come play for PSG? We got an age in defense. Come on, come play for PSG.
Didn't Jorginho say something? Didn't Jorginho say something when he left?
He said
something about the joy.
Found his fire. He said he found his fire.
But didn't he say something about joy? Didn't he say something about because of the set pieces and stuff?
That's what he's talking about. He said, set pieces are part of the game, not the whole game. And then he said, I had lost my fire.
Oh yeah.
I come back.
So ex-players come out and say things. They come out and say things.
Urian Timber, right? This guy has a brother who plays in a position that we could actually use in this team.
Yeah.
We ain't go nowhere near him. And I wonder if that's because he's gotten in his brother's ear and be like, bro, my hamstrings are going. Listen, don't come anywhere near here, right? Just wait it out. Go to another team in about 3 years when this manager's off. You know what I'm saying? Like Saka. Saka, we were talking about star boy, world class. The guy can't run. He's limping like he's in a
I think he's out.
Video.
I think the season's finished for Saka, I think Saka's done.
I think the World Cup's finished for Saka. I think they're just not telling people.
You reckon? You think so?
His hammies are gone. If he has an Achilles issue, then that when you have bad hamstrings and when they talk about you having Achilles injury, you remember Kobe? Kobe was fine, and he popped that Achilles, and he wasn't the same player. Those lower leg injuries when you're running and you're cutting, they're never the same. You'll never be the same player. ACLs as well, because the next time you cut, you think, "Ooh, could it go again? Ooh, could my hamstring go again?" And this guy Saka carried us. He carried us for years, and now he couldn't even carry his own body weight. He looks exhausted.
We got problems. We got massive problems.
We do. We have a lot of problems in our team, and they're only going to get worse if we keep the manager because he's going to keep flogging them. Let me get back into some of these comments. They're going wild.
I'm going to be back in a bit. Yeah, I just got to go and do something here. Let me come back.
No worries. Rice was asleep at the wheel today. Love the guy, but he's disillusioned. Yeah, and Rice is supposed to be our captain. He's supposed to be the guy who we have, as the captain, as the vice captain now, I guess. So yeah, if he's disillusioned, imagine with others. And I think this is just pure speculation, but I think there will be a rift. I think that there will be the Odegaard lovers and the Rice lovers, and we'll see how that turns out. Myron Rice is world-class 6, not good enough in 8 completely. Zubimini not good enough at all. Get him out the club. Big up AJ as well. Sorry I took so long to get to the comments, but we're just having a moan fest. Pause. Has he been sacked yet? Nah. He probably got a contract extension. Please like the stream if you haven't. Yep. And please subscribe if you haven't. Yep. Thank you. Jack, big up, Jack. Thank you for sticking by. He said, let's be honest, this is the best Arsenal has played in a month, but it's still not enough. That's a manager issue. Yes, it's a matter. He sets up the team. He motivates the team. If they can't be up for Manchester City, can they be up for anything else? Luis Enrique, Hansi Flick, Inzaghi, Diego Simeone, Don Carlo, Conte, Renee Slegers, that 7 manager. Yeah, but there's so many managers that would take this job with the team that we have. We have a good enough team to compete. So yeah, there's more than enough that would take the job and be okay. But yeah, it's whether the Arsenal will actually be proactive enough to get rid of this manager. Players won't say anything about Arteta. They're happy with their 200K a week. That's why he keeps puppets like Odegaard. And that's one thing, Jack, that I've said as well. I think that, bro, these guys are happy to be here. If we increase the wages so much that a lot of players would just fall in line. If I was making 60K a week and I've come to Arsenal and I'm making 160K a week, and I've gone from euros to pound, I'm just gonna shut up and do what I'm told. If I'm making 45 and I'm making 200, I shut up and do what I'm told. So yeah, man, these guys won't say anything negative because, like you said, they're on a good pay packet. They don't want to upset the apple cart. This manager has gotten rid of everyone that would stand up to him. Aubameyang, bro, I don't need to do it. Bro, I've won things. You know what I'm saying? I won golden boots. I'm a bad boy striker. Like anyone who wins in this club, anyone who has spirit, anyone who has fight, they're out of there. Why? Why is that? So yeah, it's big up Jack, big up AJ as well. And let me just have a quick look at what's going on. I mean, I've got so many group chat messages. 50 in one, 70 in the other. So yeah, the group chats are going crazy. But yes, if you guys are new here, please subscribe. Please like, please share. And let me just have a look. We're at 482, which means we're 18 away from 500. 18 away from 500. I appreciate you guys for watching. If you're new to the channel, if you just subscribed, thank you so much for subscribing. We do have Waffle Don on. He's gone to do something for a bit. So I've just read some of the comments. And of course, my phone is going wild with people blowing me up. Some of it is banter. Some of it is banter, and some of it's just people having a moan about and a whinge about the Arsenal. While Waffle's away, let's pull up the players because we did it in a roundabout way. So let me add some other stuff. Give me a second because I do have the team sheet up and I'll pull them up in a second. I think it was this one. Yep. So let's talk about the players. Let's go through some of the players and give them some ratings, and then when Waffle comes back, he can jump in on them as well if he wants. But players, man. David Raya. There were some times where he had some shaky moments. He's generally solid. There was a time that both goalkeepers were having this issue where they're just holding on to the ball too long. And it could have cost us. It did cost them. But, I don't know if he's been instructed to hold on and Waffle's back, but I'm just doing player ratings. And I'm just on Raya. But he had some opportunities. His distribution is usually good, but just holding on to the ball and dilly-dallying on the ball is crazy to me. and it almost cost us. It didn't. I'm gonna give David Raya a 6. Because we lost. I think that the 2 shots, I don't think he could have done anything. He was moving to his left and then tried to go right, but I mean, Holland put it in a place where he couldn't grab it. The first goal was kind of the same. It hit the post. It skimmed the post and then. I don't think he could have done much more, so I give him a 6. Mosquera, he's not a right back, so I do give him that grace.
Hold on, where's my marks? How come I gotta give Reyes? Yeah, man.
I'm not used to having people on here. I forgot.
I know.
I just started waffling. Waffle, what you give David Raya? What you think of David Raya's performance?
So, I don't think this was one of David Raya's greatest performances. His distribution was okay. He's getting a mark. He's getting a point taken off because of that stupidness he done in the first half. Remember when he kicked it against whoever it was, Haaland or whoever it was, and it went out, or whoever it was? I thought that was just, when you do things like in the game, it's almost like it encourages more pressure onto us. From corners, I thought he was crowded a bit, but I thought he was a little bit soft on corners today. So he's going to get a 5. I'm going to give him a 5.
That's solid. Maybe I should give him a 5 as well. Yeah, I'll start with a baseline 5. Yeah, I'll give him a 5 as well. Mosquera, he's young. To me, Mosquera is like Gabriel. Like, you remember Gabriel when he first got here, he had bozo moments and he was getting rinsed. I'll give Mosquera some grace because he's not a right back. I mean, he looked better than Ben White out there, and that's saying a lot. I'll give him a 5 as well. Yeah, I think he was solid. He had some good moments. He had some not so good moments. He did get carded, but I think that was bound to happen because he's going up against experienced dudes. He's going up against a guy who's trying to rinse him, and he's fast. So yeah, I'll give him a 5. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Mosquera struggled out there today. And Doku, Doku will skin any player in the Premier League, and especially a young guy like Mosquera. But I thought he done all right. How much more can you expect of a centre back? Playing right back. Ben White should be ashamed of himself if he can't be starting these games and Mosquera's starting these games. Then he needs to go at the end of the season. I'm gonna give Mosquera a 5 as well.
Yeah, I think that he's been forced to be in an area. And my thing with Doku is the same kind of thing like Madueke, by the way. I think Doku can rent somebody, and then sometimes when he gets in front of goal, you just like, bro, you could have had 3 goals.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what's happened to you when you get in front of goal. But yeah, like I said, I think Mosquera did the best he could being thrown into the fire, into the Lions den, really. Saliba, I don't know about Saliba. Saliba had some shaky moments as well. He was the better out of the two, in my opinion. But that's not saying much because they gave up 2 goals. I'm gonna give Saliba a 4.
Ooh.
I'm gonna give Saliba a 4. I start him off with a 5. You know what? No, I'll give him a 5 as well. I feel like a 4 is kind of harsh because I'm gonna give Gabriel a 4. But
yeah. Anyway, we're gonna get to Gabriel in a minute. Sometimes with Saliba, it's very hard to, especially in this type of game. Yeah, like what did you do really great today? I don't want to be too harsh on Saliba as well because obviously he was fighting in. Actually, Saliba was okay today. There were times where the ball dropped in the box, and you were thinking, oh my gosh, these guys are going to score now. And he got the block in. There were times where, you know, he was able to get the ball out of the box. I thought he defended quite well, actually, out of the defense, out of the back four. I'm going to give Saliba a 6. I'm going to give him a 6.
One thing that about Saliba is I don't want him to get into the Virgil van Dijk school of aura defending, because I feel like sometimes he does that. He's a very good defender, and sometimes he defends with his aura, and that's what Virgil van Dijk does. Except now he's old, and defending with your aura gets you scored on. But 6 is solid. Gabriel gets a 4 from me. He gets a 4 from me. He got manhandled by Erling Haaland. He ripped the guy's shirt. You know, he was holding on by hook and by crook, right? And then he still got scored on. So he gets a 4 from me. I love Gabriel. He's my favorite Arsenal defender. But today, usually when I say he's pocketed Haaland was bullying him at times. They were scrapping. They were going back and forth. But if you're going to start at a 5, you let the guy score. And it was a nice goal, but it's a goal that probably shouldn't have been scored if you were a little bit stronger. So I have to give him a 4.
You know, Gabriel, for me today, he let his emotions get the better of him today. And that he really let himself down with that. Just when we need leadership in the team, you know, the Rices, the Gabriels, he chose this game to get into the emotional game with Haaland. Haaland said after the game, do you know that I love the battle with Gabriel, you know? So he has a respect for Gabriel. There's a big respect between both players. But I think this time, obviously, Haaland won the battle. And this was a battle, it could be the war if you look at it, but these players in these type of games, man, the Gabriels, he has to rise in these type of games. You know, this is the second time Haaland scored on us now this season. And it's been in, you know, the first game where he scored, where he just ran through all of us. Obviously, Gabriel weren't his fault. They was all up, but I don't know. I don't know what he does in that situation when the ball comes to Haaland. Haaland is a world-class striker. So I don't know what Gabriel could have done in that situation, but the first goal, could he have done better? Maybe, maybe not. But I expect better from, you know, a Gabriel. So he's going to get a 4 from me. Sorry. He's getting marked down. Yeah,
I agree. I like Gabriel, as I said, but today, and this is the thing as well. Like, do you think Haaland would say that if they had lost? Do you think he'd be bigging up Gabriel if they had lost?
Probably not, but I think Haaland does respect Gabriel. I think he does respect him in that way. He probably would have said we were cheating or something, or he was all over me and stuff like that, you know, ripping up my top and that. But I think there is a respect there. I think there is a respect between the two players. Remember when Haaland threw the ball at the back of his head? I think since then, I think they've had this type of like respect for each other as well. So yeah, but it wasn't Gabriel's best game today.
All right, our midfield are 2 fridges now. And I say that
you ain't done Nkapia yet.
Whoa. You know what? Nkapia is one of my favorite players. Nkapia is one of my favorite players, though, to be fair. Like, I like that kid. I'll give him a 6. Of the two fullbacks, he was definitely the better one.
He gets 6.
You know, he was going forward as well. This guy Nkapia, he was trying. And
he made it difficult for Semenyo. Have you noticed?
Yeah. Semenyo didn't do much. I mean, Doku was rinsing mascara, but Semenyo got the better of Nkapia probably a couple of times. But other than that, quiet.
Yeah.
And Nkapia was going forward. He was trying to do stuff. I like him. I like him.
Yeah.
I'll give him the 6. I think he's one of the defenders that can hold his head up high. But like once again, I think he's playing a position that, he's a center back. He's playing a position that, he's not. I mean, he's good. He's good at it, but it's probably not his best position. But unlike Mazu Skelly, he's actually, he's actually trying. So,
would you sell Gabriel?
Would I sell Gabriel?
End of the season.
Ooh. And like move Nkapia there or move Mosquera there?
No, moving Nkapia there.
You know what I think though? I would keep Gabriel and I want to keep Saliba.
Yeah.
For the simple reason that I think Saliba's going. And I think Gabriel will probably go as well if we don't win anything. What I do like though is that when it comes to Gabriel and Saliba, I feel like Nkapia and Mosquera kind of matched him in that, like their demeanor. Yeah. I feel like Nkapia is more solid, kind of like Saliba is, and then Gabriel used to be the more rash one, and that's how I think Mosquera is. Mosquera will kind of get rinsed and he'll have a bozo moment. Yeah. I think that partnership could be great for the next couple of years. And I think it's honestly something we got to consider because, like you said, if we don't win anything this season, Mosquera and Nkapia will be happy to be here. Yeah. Gabriel and Saliba will not. I've wasted 6 years of my playing career winning absolutely nothing. They didn't win that FA Cup. They weren't here. So those guys haven't won anything. It's definitely a conversation.
But I don't think that Arsenal will allow Mosquera to be like the number 1 centre back. So they will probably bring someone in. They might, knowing this team, who knows? They might even put him out on loan. But I know they probably will bring in another centre back because you can't lose 2 centre backs and not bring in a top centre back to Arsenal.
I think Gabriel is the more likely of the 2 to stay anyway. I feel like Gabriel actually loves the club. Yeah. I'm not saying Saliba doesn't, but I think Saliba being with the French squad, seeing those guys who are winners, I think if PSG or Real Madrid came calling for the right price, going back home into France or playing for the biggest club in the world, whereas Gabriel, I think you can convince Gabriel to stay and be a legend. Yeah. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. How much? What's the ranking for Nkapia then?
I gave him a 6.
A 6. But yeah, I'll probably give him a 6 as well then.
I gave him a 6. I think he was solid.
Yeah.
All right, the 2 fridges. Now the 2 fridges. And I only call them 2 fridges because their legs are gone and they basically run in quicksand to both of them. But we'll start with Declan Rice. Declan Rice is hard because he's doing something that he shouldn't be. I don't think Declan Rice is an 8. You've seen the best of Declan Rice at the 6th position, and somehow our manager thinks he's this super brain, amazing genius, and let's play this guy in a position that, Declan Rice going forward isn't that great. It's kind of like, what's his name? Ward Props, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's great at set pieces.
Industrial.
Yeah.
Industrious.
He'll run his socks off, but he's not going to create much. And that's where I think that, Rice is great. When I was looking at the match today, you've got Rice in the 8, and he's playing next to Odegaard. You've got Zubimendi in the 6, and you're wondering why Bernardo and Rodri and their midfield is just slicing through us like Gouda cheese. You know what I'm saying? Like, Zubimendi is not a 6 in the Premier League. He cannot. We've seen it. We saw it with Bournemouth. We've seen it with Southampton. Like, we've seen it. He's not a 6. So I think Rice is being asked to do something that doesn't suit him. I What did Rice do today? I don't think he did anything wrong. I don't think he did anything great. I'll give him a 5 as well. Just a standard 5. I don't think he was great. I don't think he was terrible.
Get the chat involved as well, man. Chat, get involved with the ratings, man.
Yeah, throw your player ratings for everybody.
Rice. He puts everything on the line for us, man. Every game, you know, and
I give him a 6.
Yeah, I just feel like with Rice is that Rice knows he plays that position now, and although we say he should be playing in that 6 area, that's his position that he plays now. So, you know, Zubi as a partner, I don't think he's great. I've just seen a stat where Zubi only completed 18 passes today, whilst Roger completed 61 passes. Your partner in midfield complements you and complements the way you play. You can be excellent, or you can have an average game, but the partner who you play with in midfield also has to prop you up as well, even when you're not having a great game. I don't know. I thought Rice was okay today, but you have to look at the opposition's midfield as well. When they've got majority of the ball and you're chasing the ball down, you're not going to look very good. You know, for parts of that game, the first half we looked decent. You know, Rice was part of that. I think second half he tired a bit, and we have to understand that Rice he's not superhuman. He's gonna drop levels. So, you know, I'm gonna give him a 5. But it's not a harsh 5 in terms of, like, you know, I just think that his partner let him down today. And we're probably going to talk about him in a minute as well.
Martin Zubimendi. And I agree with your Declan Rice thing. Like I said, 5 for me is just middle of the road. You know, you just average. You weren't good. You weren't bad. You were just there. And I think that I give him. I give Rice a 5 bordering on a 6. I think he's done it as good as he can. And like you said, he's got the most minutes. Like, of the outfield player, him and Zubimendi got the most minutes because they've just been flogged. So I can't blame him. Zubimendi, however, I can't blame him for not being able to string a couple passes. Zubimendi, I'm giving him a 4. There were just times where I thought he could have done a little bit more. He could have progressed the ball. And he made some passes, which you were just like, who are you going to? Part of that, I think, is his fitness. I think he's not fit. Part of that is the fact that our manager has a very capable 6 on the bench who's fresh. The guy's only got 61 minutes. He's definitely fresh. That can't get an opportunity to play. But I think that Zubimendi should also be doing better and not getting bodied. So I'm going to give him a 4.
Yeah, I think I'm going to give him a 4 as well. He's a liability in midfield, man. And Arteta keeps picking him. It's just not physical, you know. He's not physical enough. He gets caught out of position. There was a few times he got caught out of position as well today as well. Even on some of their attacks, he was just seen just jogging back. And you can talk about the minutes, you can talk about whatever, but nah, we need players that are going to be able to, you know, win us leagues. And yeah, he's getting a 4 today.
I want to talk about one thing, and I'll hit a couple comments. But if he wasn't a scumbag, number 5, TP5, if you will, you know that guy. Zubimendi's not a good replacement for him. Thomas Partey gave us something different than Zubimendi. I think if Thomas Partey, all the crap aside, if he was actually a decent human being and he was playing in the squad, I think we win the league. Because I think a healthy Thomas Partey is miles and miles better than Zubimendi. Him next to Rice was actually working. And I think it would have given Odegaard a little bit more freedom where he doesn't have to actually drop back because Thomas Partey could actually take the ball and progress it. Replacing him with Zubimendi was not the best. It wasn't, you know, in my opinion, it wasn't a good trade-off. And I think we're expecting Zubimendi to do the things that Thomas Partey did, and he just doesn't. But that being said, not being able to string passes together, that's basic football skills. You know, you don't have to be a magician to pass to the guy who's right next to you, you know, or get a ball near an area. So he gets a 4 for me. Let me big up some of the guys in the chat. Party Tipsy, big up 1 win in the last 6. Sack him tonight. We'll get on Arteta as well. He's last. His player rating might be an exponent. Tyson said, I didn't watch it. I've already stopped watching games myself and just tuned in to watch lines. I don't blame you, man. My boy Rick, I'm still fuming. So Rick went to the Manchester City match and he was sitting amongst the City fans. He's from South Florida.
Oh, my God.
And he said, seeing them sell water bottles for £5 and an extra £3 for the Arsenal sticker is wild.
Wow.
They are monetizing off our pain.
That'd be the parade, man. They're going to be all doing that at the parade. You watch.
Yeah. Listen, Arsenal fans, if you're watching, prepare yourselves. This summer is going to be one of the hardest summers I think you've ever had. Because in December, they were telling us that we were going to win something. And now to watch Manchester City probably win the treble and us win nothing, it's going to hurt. And it's going to hurt even more if this manager still has a job come that final whistle. But big up, Rick, man. Back into the player ratings. Eberechi Eze. I'm going to give him a 6. And it would have been higher if he had converted that shot. I think he was very unlucky with that. 6 inches to the right. And we're having a different conversation. I also am baffled at the fact that Martin Odegaard, who I'll get into in a minute, stayed on the pitch for 90 minutes and had I can't remember the man having any shots on target.
Nothing.
But as is making things happen on the left wing, might I add. He's not a left winger. He's making things happen on the left wing. He's creating. He's giving us an opportunity. You take him off for one of the Chuckle Brothers, and then you leave Martin Odegaard on, and he proceeds to drop deep into no man's land, and we create nothing else. So if I'm Eberechi Eze, I'm getting frustrated because I'm making things happen, and you could see his face when he came off. He wasn't happy, and I wouldn't be either. You know, you went to Palace, you were the man, and you come into Arsenal. Every time you have a good run of form, you're getting sat on the bench for a guy who does hair flicks and snot bubbles all game. You know, I wouldn't be happy with that either. I give him a 6 because he tried. You know, the one thing I have against Eze is sometimes he looks so lackadaisical. He looks like he's strolling, you know, but we know that's the type of player. You know who else used to do that? Mesut Ozil. Mesut Ozil used to stroll. But when we asked him to make something happen, I can name so many moments that he made happen because that's the type of player he was. And that's on the manager for not realizing what type of player he has.
You know what it is? Sorry to cut you. You know what it is, yeah? I think the manager kind of blames him for their first goal because he could have jumped up for the header and he didn't. But Eze is not that type of player, man. He's not that type of player. He's not a defensive type player.
He's a maverick. Yeah. He's a creator. He's someone that makes something happen. He's a moments player. But our manager doesn't like moments player. He got rid of all of them. So,
but that shot, man, that shot. If that went in, the game's a different game. Because they're chasing the game now, and all they can do is probably draw that game, or we win it. Those were the two outcomes because they weren't scoring 2 goals. That's how close the game was.
What you giving them?
I'm going to give Eze a 6 as well. I thought there was some things he done in that first half, Gooner Rican, when he got the ball near the touchline and he was taking on 2-3 players, just little movements that he was doing, just to keep possession of the ball, to keep us ticking. I thought that was really good. So yeah, he's getting a 6 from me.
Yeah, I think he was solid. I am very what's the word? I'm interested to see if we do get a new manager, what he does with Eberechi Eze, and what he does with Odegaard. I'm very interested to see. I think Eze has a lot to give, and I think he can be a cornerstone of the team we want to build if we can get the right person in to actually manage him and know what he brings you. Like Carlo, he's got players that don't run. They don't run. They're not doing all that chasing. But guess what? They make moments happen, and he's won everything. And our manager hasn't really gotten that concept yet. But that's because this is his first job. So moving on, our captain, our leader, our Odegaard, 2. He gets a 2 from me. I started at 5. I took 2 on because he didn't do anything, and I took 1 off because he was the captain. And he definitely didn't do anything. So no, I'll give him a 3. I'll be gentle. I'll give him a 3, 2.5. Martin Odegaard is so frustrating because I think that moments he looks like he's that player that he was in 22, 23, 23, 24. He looks like that player who can make a pass happen. There was a time where he dinked the ball over. I was like, okay, now we're going. And then he reverts back to tight. He goes left, he goes right, he goes sideways. We're chasing a goal. He's got space. And instead of just ripping off a shot, let me pass the ball to someone else and give them the moment. Like Martin Odegaard, you're the captain, bro. You are the guy we're looking toward to make something happen. If you get shot, no one's going to be mad at you. If you shoot, you get it on target and it gets blocked. You tried. But he won't even shoot. And the shots that he does have, they're the weak. I could shoot harder than that. And my legs probably weigh 3 times what his does. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're just so soft. Like, the man needs some curry goat or something. Rice and peas. He needs something, bro.
He's probably a vegan or something, man.
He just has no shot power. But then when I watch him and he's in between Gabriel and Saliba receiving the ball as our number 10, as our creative, I have a problem with that. That means that Zubamendi's not getting you ball and Rice is not getting you ball. But it also means that when you get the ball in our own half, you can't pass it to anybody because everyone else is in front of you, including the defense.
Yeah, Zubamendi was in the 10 position, at some stage, while this bum was playing like as a DM. I don't get this guy. I don't get his game. I'm not familiar with his game. I don't think the other players are familiar with his game. The only thing I would say about Odegaard is we looked better in terms of on the ball today in the first half. But I don't know whether that was Odegaard or whether it was other players making it happen more. This guy, man, seriously, he's got to go at the end of the season. He has to go at the end of the season. For the manager to go back to type and just throw Odegaard in the deep end and keep him on for 90 minutes and take Eze off, you just saw the favoritism there. And this is the reason why we're in the position we are, because of this favoritism. You know what? If you're gonna keep Odegaard on, you keep Eze on as well. Yeah, we're trying to win the game. Yeah, keep your attack. If we lose the game, we lose the game. But you take him off, and that's one of the things with Arteta I will never ever understand. You've got 2 10s there. Yeah, we're trying to win the game. Keep him on. Odegaard though, I thought the first half he was okay. I don't know, he wasn't the best, but I thought he was okay in the first half. Second half he dropped off, tailed off. I don't know. Even with their second goal, could he have done a bit more because he stretched his leg out? I don't know if he made more effort. He might have got a foot on it, so he's going to get a free as well. He's a captain, man. You expect much more than him. Much more from him.
Yeah, I always said I don't think he should be the captain, and that's not me being reactive. It's not me
it shouldn't be.
It's not me being rude. I just think that I always feel like our captain should be our defensive players. You know, you look at some of the best captains we've had. Patrick Vieira was midfielder, defensive midfielder.
General.
He was an all-around midfielder, to be fair. But you know, Tony Adams was a defender. Like those guys who can see the pitch and keep you going. I don't like my creators. I don't like Saka being a captain. You know, even when Thierry Henry was a captain, like he was a captain because he was there. But I don't like my striker being a captain, even Aubameyang. I want my defensive rock to be a captain, and I want my creators to create. And I think sometimes having the captain's armband as the main star man, you start doing things that you wouldn't normally do because everyone's looking at you to make something happen. And I think that's also why he dropped so deep, because when things aren't working, well, I'm the captain. I have to get the ball and drive it forward. No, you don't, bro. Give it to Zubimendi. Make him do some of the work. Then you take the ball near the edge of the box. Then you make something happen. You know, you're running your socks off for no reason. And it's not actually helping the team anymore. So, yeah, 3 for me. Nani Madueke. I don't even know what to rate this guy. Like I said, his issue is he can go 1v1 versus somebody, and then once he gets past him, he forgets how to play football. Nani gets a 4 for me. I can't remember him doing anything spectacular. Yeah,
this is depressing. This is depressing.
I'm not even sure what to rate him. I mean, at this point, I think, you know, why couldn't we allow Dauman some minutes? You know, Dauman will lose the ball, but at least he'll try to get it into space. You know, at least he'll try to take someone on.
Win free kicks.
Didn't we put Martinelli at right wing as well?
Yeah.
If we put Martinelli at right wing to take Nani Madueke, it tells you
that is crazy. The decisions he's made today.
It's and we'll
at least if we go on.
We'll get on them as well. I'll get on the substitutes as well. But
yeah, Noni's fortunate. I was going to give him a 1, but I'll give him a 2, just to be like nice. But he was shocking today. He was absolutely shocking today. Times he could have crossed the ball in. He didn't cross the ball in. He kept trying to take on his man when all he had to do is the simple thing. He tried to go past his man. Ball was going out. You know, balls were getting ricocheting off him, so he weren't getting the corners. He wasn't great today, man. He wasn't good at all, and he wasted a lot. He wasted a lot of our time today. You know, I would have rather him being injured, and maybe we started with Martinelli and then brought in a Dauman rather than Madueke. Oh, he's not injured. He's back. All this gimmick after international. Oh, he's got an injury and he's down, and he's come back and he's produced this absolute shocker. He had 2. He's only getting a 2, and that's it. That's for the pace.
I thought I was being nice. I'll give him a 3. I wanted to give him a 2 as well, but I thought that, you know, we didn't lose by that much. I didn't want to slate him, but we know what Nani is, man, and also I don't think Nani's fit. You know, he limped off the last match, and then we stuck him right back into he came
He
off
looked
early.
he looked all right today, though. I thought he looked all right.
I mean, these guys get injections. I think a lot of them are getting painkillers.
Yeah.
I think a lot of them are on painkillers.
Mm.
But that's just my opinion. Havertz the donkey. I'd have given him a 3. I would have given him a 4 because he scored. But the score was extra. You know what? No, I'll take that back. I'll give him a 5. I thought in the first half, he actually moved very well, Kai Havertz. In the first half, I thought he was making things happen. And the one thing I said, and I did give Mikel Arteta credit, I thought putting him out there instead of Victor Gyökeres was a good choice. Because what Kai Havertz gives you is movement. Victor Gyökeres is, he likes to be around the box. Bro, you're never getting the pass. You got to move a little bit. Whereas Kai Havertz, he'll move, right? He'll give you all the movement, but he doesn't have the finishing ability. And this is the problem that we have in our striker department. You got one striker who don't move but can finish, one who will move, can't finish, one who will move, can't finish, and says that goals isn't his forte. You know what I'm saying?
The Three Stooges.
If you could just put them all together, we'd have Thierry Henry 2.0, right?
Yeah.
But it's just the island of misfit toys. That's what we got. So putting Havertz out there, I was like, okay, he's going to run. And he did. And his running is what caused that goal. His running is what caused the goal that we have. His running saved us from another 2-0 embarrassment. Because if Gyökeres is out there, that goal does not happen. He's not chasing that dude down like that. No. It ain't happening. So I have to give Kai Havertz credit. Where I take away from Kai Havertz is De Bruyne had an opportunity to actually help us win the game, and he missed as well. He missed a couple sitters. And that's how it always is with Kai Havertz. The easy ones he'll miss. And then like Sporting, that touch and that goal, you're like, man, that's difficult, right? Because he just takes it, he takes the touch, he goes, right? But when you ask him to do something extremely simple, the donkey comes out. Like it just, he all over the shop, right? Doesn't know which way to go. So I'll give him a 5. I would have given him a 6 for the goal, but I got to take one off because he just missed all those other shots. And then he kind of faded at the end. But I'll give him a 5.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with everything you said there. First half, I thought he did well. I thought he held up the ball quite well at times as well. And his footwork wasn't too bad on the ball as well at times. And he got the goal, as you said, perseverance. He pressed the goalkeeper, and he got the goal, and that kind of gave us a bit of life when he scored that goal, because Cherki scored, and then I thought, here we go. But 2 minutes later, Havertz scored, so we're in the game. Frustrating. We could say the goalkeeper made a great save against Havertz, but I still think he needs to be doing better there. I still think as well against what's his name, Silva. He's got to do better there. I don't know, the one against Kosanov. Yeah, I thought that was a little bit dodgy in my opinion. Maybe it might have been a bit soft, but I do think there was contact there, and that could have been. That's a talking point. That could be a talking point of the game. But the one for me is the header. Either side, and that's a goal.
Yep.
Either side from that cross, and that's a goal.
Yep.
And he's headed it right. Yeah, and as you said, saying the same thing. These are the moments you get with Kai Havertz, isn't it? It's either when it matters, he doesn't score, but when it doesn't matter, he scores. So by the 2 games to the end of the season, when the trophies or the titles completely kaput, we get Ronaldinho, Kai, and it's disappointing because he's never going to elevate us to anything. And this is the indictment, and this is a reflection of the manager as well. Highly paid, but just not good enough.
Nope. So, yeah, the subs bench. And then I'll go through the manager as a sub bench. White came on. I usually start my subs at a 5. White gets a 2. And that's for putting on his boots and his jersey. Other than that, what the Ben White we saw that was linking up with Saka, the Ben White we saw, who we were talking about, was one of the best right backs in the league. That guy's gone. His hamstrings are finished. His legs are finished. His talent is gone. He's been monstered. So he gets a 2 from me.
Yeah, Ben White wasn't. He didn't really bring anything to the party today. Very difficult game to get involved in. Yeah, he's going to get a 2 as well.
Did Jesus come on? I don't think he did.
No, he didn't.
Martinelli.
Trossard came on. Yeah, Trossard, Martinelli.
I'll go Martinelli. Martinelli gets a 3. He was asked to play right wing.
Did he get the assist, Martinelli? For which one? No, sorry, no, he didn't. Sorry, no, sorry, my bad.
He probably could have gotten assist. There were times Martinelli on that right hand side, he looked like he could get something going near the end, but he gets a 3 from me because Martinelli, he has moments where he just goes brain dead. And you just kind of like, bro, like you don't have to beat 3 guys. Pass the ball, run past them. You can do something, right? He just has moments, so he gets a 3 from me. But I don't want to be too harsh on Martinelli because we know what he is. While Saka developed, unfortunately, Martinelli was at a point where he could have developed into a great player. But Mikel Arteta wants him to be a wing back. Basically, his best attribute is running back and saving our fullbacks when they go too high. Saving our midfielders when they give the ball away. That's Martinelli's best attribute. He's forgotten how to be an actual attacker, so he gets a 3 from me.
Sorry, but Martinelli's getting a 1 for me, because he's probably caused us to lose this title. Because if he makes that run and if he sticks on his man with O'Reilly, they may not score. They may not score that goal. So, he's come on. He hasn't really done anything. He's just run around. He's lost the ball. And there's players in our team, that have absolutely messed us up this season in terms of getting us over the line in games. That's Kai Havertz when he's been here. Obviously, he done all right at Sporting. I think there's another game he won us the game. But there's games where you're gonna remember Nottingham Forest, Martinelli missing that chance. Today not tracking your man. Yeah. These are high mistakes, These mistakes cost you leagues. You didn't see the likes of O'Reilly doing this. You didn't see the likes of Silva doing any of this. You didn't see Kosanov. You didn't see Nunes at the back doing these mistakes. These things cost you leagues, bro. So he's getting a 1 from me, man. I expected better from him. I know he's not the best player in the world, but I expect him to be switched on because he's got the pace to recover. He can recover. He's got the pace. It's not like he's not got pace. It's not like he ain't got the stamina to get back.
I'll give him a 2 because I forgot about that moment. And I showed it, but I give him a 2 because he definitely should have marked that guy. Trossard came on. I'll give him another 3. He looks like he's exhausted. Even when he comes off the bench, he's got bagged under his eyes. I don't know if that's his face, but he always looks like he's tired. Maybe from running after Win the Dog at the training ground. That's pretty much all he can do at this moment. I'll give him a 3. I don't remember him doing too much. Bog standard kind of performance, and especially when we made changes. 3 for me for Trossard.
Another one whose players' legs have gone, who doesn't offer anything really. Doesn't really offer anything much. I don't know. It's that Trossard seemed like a senseless substitution as well because he didn't offer anything. So I'll give him a 2.
Yeah. And it's sad that we bringing these guys on to impact the game, and we're giving them 2s and 3s. Victor Gyökeres gets a 4 from me. And the only reason he gets a 4 is because he was brought on with no time to actually make any change. You're chasing the goal, and you bring your striker on with barely any minutes to go, and you expect him to get up to speed. He already looks like he's running with Timberland boots on, and you expect him to go full speed with the last 10 minutes. It makes no sense. I'll give him a 5, actually. Yeah, I'll give him a 5 just for coming on.
Yeah, I give him a. Didn't really know. Didn't even know if he. I didn't even notice over the Gyökeres when he came onto the pitch, man. So I'll give him a 4. He couldn't do anything, could he? Really?
No. All right, and last but not leastly, our manager, one Mikel Arteta. I give him a 0.25, and I'll explain why. Right. And I think that's a little high. I'd give him a 0 if I could, but I'll give him a 0.5. First off, the man dresses like Pep Guardiola. He looks like he wants to be a miniature Pep Guardiola. They were wearing the same thing. One dude was wearing navy blue, the other dude was wearing black. All right, for one. 2, he looks like he's infatuated with him. My issue with Mikel Arteta is, as I said, first half, I was ready to come up here and give props to him. I thought that the lineup, it was interesting, but it was working. Then Mikel Arteta does what Mikel Arteta does. Halftime, he doesn't make adjustments. He comes back out. He waits for Pep to get into the game in the second half, then makes panic substitutions. His substitutions aren't really attacking or like for like, as we knew. So he takes Mascara off because he's on a yellow card. Then he takes off our one good attacker for a guy who's not that great an attacker. Then, he brings Gyökeres on when we're chasing the game with 10, 15 minutes left. Can't really do much in the game. And Martinelli goes on for Nani Madueke because he's had an absolute stinker. There was no point in there where I thought, man, Mikel Arteta is going to get control of this game. He's going to change the tactics. He's going to do something to help us win. It's the usual like for likes, panic subs, hope that something happens. And this time it didn't happen. Pep outsmarted him again, as we're used to. And I can't say that I'm surprised. But yeah, he gets a 0.5 from me. What about you, Off? I think you froze as well.
Oh, I'm frozen, yeah?
Yeah.
Sorry. Hold on. Before you think this is related to Arteta as well, and this is from. Let me just send this. This is from someone that knows the game inside out. Where is Gooner? I want you to read this out first, yeah. Share that on the screen if you can. Shout to Social Druins in the building.
Yeah, let me see if I can.
A lot of the criticism has to fall on Arteta's head, man. I'm not even giving him a score. How about that? He's not even getting a score because the zeros too kind. If anything, it's minus, and he doesn't get a score for me because although he messed around with the tactics today, we should have seen these type of performances previously. We've only won one game in 6, and That's an embarrassment. He's brought us into a game when we were on the lowest of form, yeah. So there was always a chance that we would lose this game today. I had no confidence in this game. I thought we was going to lose 3-0 today. So when we did actually show a little bit of heart, because we needed to, this was the game that you lost in the Carabao Cup. You needed to show some fight in this game. You showed a bit of fight, but it wasn't good enough. And we still lost as well. So we've lost 2 major games in this title. You know, everyone was saying that this is the game that if we win this game, this is going to be the one that takes us over the line, or this is going to be the one, because if City lose this game today, then City are relying on other results that are for games we play against. And it's a massive boost to our team. People don't understand about confidence and momentum. This probably brings up our momentum, gets us over the line, but because we lost now, the momentum's gone.
So, John Terry, who I'm not a fan of, for obvious reason, but he says, Arsenal fans, wake up from this delusion. 7 years of Mikel Arteta and Manchester City are closing the gap again. Arteta has zero tactics, just a rigid, lifeless 4-3-3 that collapses against buses or high presses. No plan B, no creativity. We've said it for years. This Arsenal side does not deserve the Premier League. It's not even fun anymore. World-class talents like Saka, Odegaard, Rice, and Saliba, I think about 2 of those world-class, are wasted, stuck in robotic sideways passes and process nonsense. 7 years gone, prime years of an elite squad flushed down the drain on a coach who's out of ideas. And Social Joins has popped in with something similar. Big up, Social. Appreciate it. And he said, it didn't matter who was fielded today. The fundamental philosophy of the team is all wrong. Don't matter. Have no passing philosophy, no attacking schemes. We play like 2000s Everton. And it seems that everyone, whether you're a fan, whether you're a rival, you can see the writing on the wall. And it's that our manager isn't good enough. Our manager is not good enough. You look at this squad, right? And I've left it on the screen. I'll take it off in a minute. But, I mean, look how many good players there. Rice, Zubimendi. Rice won with West Ham. He was their captain. Zubimendi, Eza won the FA Cup with Crystal Palace, their first ever trophy. Odegaard was at Real Madrid, Sociedad. Havertz won the Champions League. Is he a great player? Not really. Madueke, he's okay. Gyökeres scored 100 goals over 2 seasons. The man has 17 so far in all comps for Arsenal. Lewis Skelly saved this manager a job. Can't touch the pitch against Manchester City. Ethan Nwaneri saved this manager's job on loan. Max Dowman saved us in the title race. Can't get any minutes. Christian Norgard has left Brentford to come help us win a title 61 minutes in the Prem. Not even a full 90 minutes over now 33 matches. So when people say, Martinelli went from having conversations, is he world class? Who's better, Martinelli or Saka? To being a one-dimensional player. Saka, one-dimensional, predictable. We know what he's going to do. Feint right, cut left, try to shoot, try to cross. That's what he does. And now he can't even do that because his hamstring's on. He can't separate. It's the same. We're seeing the same thing. And they make a good point that 7 years, a lot of these players, Saliba, Gabriel, these guys have been here with nothing to show for it. Eza's new. Madueke is new. Havertz has been here, nothing to show for it. Jesus, nothing to show for it. Left Manchester City. Trossard would have won us a league, but no, we benched him to shoehorn someone else in. Kai Havertz in midfield. Didn't work. We kept going. Thomas Partey at right back. Didn't work. We kept doing it. There's only one constant in all this, and that's Mikel Arteta. You've gotten the different players. You've gotten everything that you need. If we still can't win, there's no one else to blame. You can't blame the fans. You can't blame. I mean, I don't like the Cronkies. You can't blame. They gave him the money. You can't blame Berta. There's one constant. If everything keeps falling apart at the same time every season, you've changed the team, you've changed everything around it, then guess what, guys? There's only one person to blame. What do you think, Waffle?
I'll take her out, man. I'll take her out. He's drained the life out of me. He's caused me to, or he's caused issues within the fan base. He's caused me to fall out with people that I loved, you know, as friends. He's caused so much heartbreak to us fans. It's time to leave. It's time to go. It's time to just get out of the club. Please walk at the end of the season. Please say that, you know what, I've done all I can. Thank you, Arteta, for, you know, what you did. But I'm sure there's other managers that would have done the same job as you. That's the thing about it as well. People praise him so much that he changed the club philosophy. Isn't that your role? Isn't that your job? Is that not your job to do that? Coming in as a manager. So when you're paid very heavily, that's the thank you get. We don't have to keep thanking you, the fans. We're just asking you to win us trophies. We've been patient for 6-7 years, and you've not produced anything. You've not given us anything. Yes, you know what? The season's not over, yeah, but for me, it's over. I don't believe that City are gonna mess up. I don't believe that there's going to be... The only team that I think that might be able to do something is Everton, and then again, we might be watching that game and, you know, City score 1-0 win, but you had the opportunity to win this league. We've said this millions of times. Keep going over the same thing, and you just messed up. You've messed up. You're the manager at the end of the day. You are the manager, so the buck will fall on you each and every time.
Yep.
Each and every time.
So we'll end with this because we've been on quite a while. But I want to ask you, and I probably know your answer, but I'll ask anyway. Do you think there's a chance that we win anything this season? Obviously, we're not going to win the Prem. Do you think there's a chance we make it to the Champions League final and have an opportunity to win that? Or do you think it's just another trophyless season?
It's just another trophyless season. We ain't winning. Forget about winning the Champions League, you know. Forget about the Champions League. There's too much pedigree, too much great teams in there that have the know-how. Arteta doesn't have the know-how. Until you win something here, then, you know, until you take your players over that line, that threshold, then, you know, you can have something, but we don't have it. We don't have what it takes. We don't have what it takes. I think Atletico would beat us, and even if we got to another final, I think we lose in the final as well. Unless for some reason we get a miracle last-minute penalty or something. I can't see it. I just can't see it. Cannot see it.
Yeah, I think I'm right around there with you. I had a mate who asked me, you know, did I want to go to next week's match? And I told him it would depend on today's match. And at 90 minutes, I said, you already know the answer. I might be going to the home match for the Champions League. Just because I want to experience.
Is our game first?
Our game
next
second.
Week. Oh, so they could go ahead next week.
Yeah, Atletico, we play away first. So yeah, they could be up at home.
We play next week.
Is it next week?
Nah, it can't be next week, can it?
I had the thing up. I hate the Arsenal app, but yeah, it's the 29th. So 10 days from now.
So, oh, okay. All right. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. So, yeah. 10. Okay. 10 days. 10 days.
10 days. Yeah. So
Okay.
we play Newcastle on the Saturday, and then we play Atletico on the Wednesday. And
But
then
who plays first though? The Premier League games. Is it City played before us?
I don't
I'll
know.
have a look. Let me have
I
a
know
look.
City play Wednesday. I know for a fact City play Wednesday.
Oh, they playing what league game?
Yeah, I think 'cause I think they were saying it.
Oh yeah, City got Burnley on Wednesday away.
Yeah.
Okay, so they'd be above us probably. So the pressure's on us on Saturday then.
Yeah, and that's the other reason I don't want to go to that match is because remember the last time the pressure was on us when we played Newcastle, it didn't turn out to Joe Willock had an amazing time. So for me, I want to believe that we, despite this manager, despite our shortcomings, we'll get the league. I always said the Champions League was a pipe dream. Even though we're in the semifinal, like I said, I went to the PSG match. We stunk out the joint in the first leg and then tried to play away from home, which didn't make sense to me. Why not play your hard game away from home, get a lead, and then try to go away from home and hold it? We lost. They ended up winning the Champions League. And I just have a feeling that we're going to go to Madrid. We're going to stink out the joint. We're going to come home. And if they've got a lead or, if they're close, they're not going to be like Sporting where they can't score. Atletico Madrid can score goals. Atletico Madrid's midfield can run around our midfield. So they have the quality to finish us off. But I'll probably be there in the stands, sweating, hoping. But like you said, if we make it to the final, do I think that this iteration of the team is going to beat Bayern Munich? No. Do I think they're going to beat PSG? They couldn't do it last year, so nope. And with a one-off, am I going to take, in a one-off, do I take Vincent Kompany or, Luis Enrique over Arteta? I got to take those two over Arteta because they're winners. They won. Vincent Kompany got Burnley promoted, then got the job in Bayern, and they've won everything. So our manager hasn't won anything. He hasn't proven he could get over the line in anything he's done since he's been here, except for the FA Cup with the team that was actually built by Arsene Wenger and Unai Emery that he binned immediately after, and we didn't win anything. So I don't feel us winning anything significant, but I hope that I'm wrong. But I'm not holding my breath. So, yep. Any other thoughts before we go?
Shout to Coach Jill Dash in the building, man. Big him up, man.
Big up,
man. There's one more Twitter thing I sent you from Henri, man, because I do love Henri's what Henri says. If you want to play that up, sorry, man. It's been a long stream, man.
He said, "Hey, bro, had a near-death experience in a house fire. Now, hey, I hope you're all right, Coach, man. I hope you're all right.
Coach, man, really?
I hope everything's okay.
Yeah.
Mikel decides to out Gyökeres on the bench. I'm cursed right now in the trauma. Listen, first and foremost, Arsenal is always secondary to life.
Yeah.
I hope things are going well. I hope that everyone around you is okay, and I hope you're okay as well. House fire is no joke. So big up to you for stopping by. That's deep. So what were you saying? You want me to show something else?
Yeah, there's something I link I sent to you, man. Yeah, big up to Coach Jill Dash, man. Do you know what? God bless you, man. Yeah. God bless you, man. God saved you and protected you from that fire. I know a few people that have, unfortunately lost their lives in the fires, man. It's serious. Wow. Hope you and your family are well and you've got homes to go to and stuff like that, man. A lot of these bikes as well, these electric bikes as well. These guys are getting, they're very dangerous, man. Very dangerous.
Dangerous stuff. Let me see if I can pull it up on X.
Do you feel a little bit better though? But I think tomorrow you're going to feel it probably even more at work.
I'm the type of person that I love Arsenal, but because I've had a history with sport teams of them being trash, I don't let it affect me past today. So I'll go, I'll eat, I'll speak to my wife, and that'll be it. It'll be let's see. I think it's this one.
Shame on you as well, Man City fans, selling bottled water for like £5 each. Like Kirkland bottles as well, yeah. These bottles are like probably about 50p. And you man are getting £5, mugging yourself off. Memorabilia, isn't it, I suppose?
Yeah. What is it?
Bridesmaids, you know, we had Arteta in dresses, we've had bottles, water.
So there we go. And it said, honestly, Thierry Henry again. Honestly, is exactly where you see if a team truly has the mentality of champions. We know we don't. We haven't showed it for years. And right now, Arsenal doesn't look to be one. That's a guy who's won everything. To lose focus and drop points from the game away at the Etihad against Manchester City, especially knowing how crucial every point is at this stage, that's not just disappointing, it's a disgrace. Unbelievable from a side chasing the title. They'll say that he's hating on Mikel, though. You cannot talk about winning the Premier League and then deliver a performance like that when it matters most. This is the moment where you have to be clinical, disciplined, but now you want to rely on miracles and praying City lose games. I'm beginning to really fear if these guys actually have what it takes to get over the line and win this league. Because let me tell you right now, champions do not do this.
Yeah, but he needs to be calling the manager out, man. But he did call the manager out previously, though. So he did in your in the previous tweet, he did call him out as well.
Yeah.
But who would you? So I suppose before we get out of here, this is where people like to do this. It's on the players. It's on the players. It's on the players. But surely this is on the manager. The majority of this is on the manager.
When I think about like sports, because I coach myself, right?
Yeah.
I coached American football. So when I think about sports, the manager or the coach or whatever, our job is to get you in a position to make the play, right? Our job is to get you in a position to be there to get the end goal, whether it's a touchdown, a goal, whatever it is. Our issue is that our players are not in a position to make those goals. So they haven't been over the year. So when they finally get there, they poo themselves because we're not used to being in those positions. When they're through, when they're in through on goal one-on-one, they don't know which way to go because they're not used to being there. Gyökeres isn't used to getting supply. We're not used to through balls and balls over the top and good crosses. That's not how we play. We play for set pieces. We play to pass the ball into the back of the net. That's how we do. So it's for the players. Some of them, when you look at Hincapié missing headers, that's not where he's supposed to be. But he's trying to make something happen. So a lot of these guys aren't used to being there. And then one thing I used to
say... Hold on. I've got to stop you there. You're saying a lot of these guys aren't used to being there and doing that. Saka 15 goals, Martinelli 15 goals, Odegaard 15 goals, 22-23 season. The manager has changed the way we attack. So it's not a thing of they don't know. It's being taken out of them by the manager. He sucked this out of them.
If you've been doing something for 3 years, it's hard to ask you to do it in 30 minutes, something that you haven't been doing. And I think that's what Mikel Arteta is doing. He's trying to throw players on there and say, I know I've yelled at you to do this for 3 years, but do something else. It's never going to work. So, and as As Social said, 6 years in, it ain't the player's fault, especially when the majority of the squad have changed. Yep, that's what I said. You play how you were coached, and we can tell that he overcoached. This man never sits down. When's the last time you saw Mikel Arteta sit down on the bench for an extended period of time? Yeah. That's overcoaching, which makes you just as nervous and makes you just as prone to mistakes as undercoaching. Coach says pin drills shows Mikel is desperate. And I said this in one of my other streams. As the coach, I got gimmicks, but I usually do gimmicks at the beginning of the season when you're trying to get the players together, when you're trying to, you've got a new squad, you've got new players. Yeah, you can do these pin drills and stuff to get us kind of learning each other, how we work. But when it comes to the business end of the season, there's no more pin drills. There's no more light bulbs. I'm sitting there and telling you, you guys know what to do. I've trained you for this moment. Go out there and do it. If you can't do that, then I've failed you as a coach. Our problem with our coach is he doesn't look internally. When's the last time you heard Mikel Arteta say, it's my fault? I didn't get this right. I didn't do enough. You'd be looking way, way back to find it. I guarantee you. So
Arteta's getting a lot of criticism from a lot of people, Oh, look at Patrick. Patrick Evans says, "I'll just say this: Arsenal's biggest problem isn't even the team; it's the fact. Oh no, he's criticising the fan base now. It's the fan base. They live in denial, can't accept the truth. This team doesn't play winning football, and they just need to accept that." I remember when Amad Diallo spoke facts and got attacked for it. That's what Arsenal fans do. Can't face reality whenever they told the truth. I've said it before. Watching Arsenal is like watching Netflix, but the problem is the next season never improves. It's the same script every year. Hype, bottle, finish second. Just look at them. Corners, crosses, all that noise, and still nothing to show from all of that. No trophies, no mentality, just excuses. We are getting slated, bro.
I think that the thing that
we are getting slated.
The thing that a lot of people aren't talking about as well is on that same vein, the players will start to turn on Mikel Arteta. I've been here for 5 years doing everything you're telling me to do, and I haven't won anything. At some point, you're just kind of like, bro, I'm tired of listening to you now. You have to be. Especially when they're going on international duty. A lot of these players are going off to the World Cup, and they'll be with their mates. They'll be with their teammates who've won things. Saliba, will be off at France. Gabriel, Jesus, and Martinelli will be at Brazil with guys who have won. Who else? Who else is leaving for the World Cup? I mean, Hincapié is in the World Cup. The England guys, you got to walk in with Phil Foden. You got to walk in with some of these Manchester City. Odegaard's got to feed Erling Haaland after he just distract us, right? A lot of these guys are going with winners, and that plays on your mind. I think when you're going representing your country and you've got your friend who's in the cubicle next to you, and he's showing off his gold medal, and what do you have to show for it? Oh, I won the Community Shield.
This is going to get dark. This is going to get real dark over the next few days. I know you're saying you're going to be getting on with work and all that tomorrow, but I'm telling you, if you're on Twitter, this is going to get real dark. Everyone's going to be coming after us now. Everyone. United will probably win a league before us. This is how bad it's getting. And this talking about Alvarez and stuff, yeah, let's talk about a new manager. Let's talk about a new manager before we talk about new players. Havertz has to go at the end of the season. I don't want to see another season of this Havertz. I don't want to hear he's a great backup player. I think Havertz has to go. If we want to be a serious team, then we need to get rid of the likes of these players. We have to have conversations about players that need to go at the end of the season. Him, Odegaard, Martinelli, Norgard, Trossard. Zubimendi, I keep him as a backup player, but he's on that cutting line as well. Ben White. There's about 6-7 players that we need to cull and get off our books. I've had enough of this joking about.
The issue that we run into, unfortunately, is that a lot of these guys that we'll try to get rid of, they're on massive wages. Who's gonna pay Kai Havertz $265? Who's gonna pay Martinelli $245, whatever he's on? You know, who's gonna pay Nani Madueke? Who's on what, $220 maybe?
Oh,
You know, who's gonna pay these guys these massive wages? Like it looks good for us elite, but and this is the thing, this is the myth that, like, I'm tired of the top Gooner saying, "Oh, he's changed our culture." Our wage bill is no different than it was when he first got here, because we keep giving these mid players. Gabriel Jesus is on $265. Gabriel Jesus, that guy is basically collecting money for showing up to the training ground and smiling. We treble and quadruple these players' wages, and then we can't get rid of them. Not the players. Trust we need a proactive coach. Yeah, we ain't gonna get one. It's only dark if he was Arteta in. The rest of us told you this coach is up. Favorites up. Dead false 9-footy. I mean, I said it from December that we were in trouble because we were just scamming wins, and people said scamming, and it always comes back to bite you in. Absolute
no. Listen, yeah, I've never said Arteta in from any perspective. I've been doing YouTube for 3 years now. I've never been Arteta in, regardless of what rubbish you hear from other streams. I've never been Arteta in, but for me, it is dark because I don't want to watch this team next season, and this is a team I've been supporting since 1986.
Jeez.
So it is very dark for me. Yeah, it's not a case of if you was Arteta in. I've never been Arteta in. Yeah, you go and watch my videos from 2023. I wanted this guy out, but I don't need to keep explaining myself and repeating myself. I don't care what people think.
I don't. This is the thing, right? About the whole Arteta. It's weird to me, right? It's very weird to me, the whole Arteta in and Arteta out. And I address it on my streams. I think it's stupid. Like, this is the only fan base I've been in where people talk more about the managers than they do the team. Right?
Yeah.
The manager is an employee of the football club. Right? I don't have to like that guy in order for me to love Arsenal Football Club. And I always use this analogy, right? I'm American. I ain't a fan of my president. That doesn't make me any less American because I'm not a fan of that guy. He's a representative, but he's not my entire country. I don't rate him. I don't rate Arteta. It doesn't make me any less of an Arsenal fan for saying that I don't rate him. Now, I will give him props. In the beginning, I thought he had some good things going. You know, finishing 8th sucked, but then when we had that title challenging season, I said, you know what? We finished 5th, but we're challenging for the title. Maybe he'll improve. My issue with Arteta then became, bro, you're throwing away all the cups. You telling me you win the Europa League and we're losing to Olympiacos and Sporting Lisbon? I'm watching Villarreal side with a fraction of the budget that we have embarrass us. The same coach we ran out of here because he wasn't good enough, who's now solidifying 4th and could win the Europa League. Right? I was back. I saw the vision of the change, but there's only so much rope you can get. After the second title failure, then it's like we should have started entertaining. Should we get a different coach? Last season, he should have been gone. Whether there was injuries, whether a part of the Emirates fell down, it shouldn't have mattered. Last season, you did not compete for the title. You finished 10 points behind when Liverpool were rubbish, absolute rubbish. You should have been sacked then, and we should have a new manager now. But they gave him, time because he's had injuries and he needs a deeper squad. So we've given him the deeper squad. There's nowhere to hide now. But yeah, I don't understand the Arteta in, Arteta out there. I'm Arsenal win. I always say that. I don't care whether I will never say I want Arsenal to lose. I will never say I want Arsenal to lose in order to have an agenda. I'm gonna read last few comments and then I gotta go. My wife is staring me through the wall. I can feel it. And Battle Jobs, yeah, United win the league. Yeah, I mean, yeah, United. Yeah, I hear you. Thanks for stopping by.
No, but United won't win the league because you lot will be cheering on Man City first. So keep that same energy in it. You want City to win the league, yeah. So don't just keep it that way, innit? Keep it that
That's
way.
another weird thing. Like Liverpool,
It's weird, isn't it?
Liverpool
Man
cheering
City.
for Man City when Man City literally bopped you for 6 years. They destroyed you for 6 years. You would think you would want someone besides Man City winning the league and you would get behind Arsenal. But this Liverpool Arsenal rivalry is weird to me. And they're following. Where's Man United? Like, great. Carrick looks good. He's had one game a week. That's great. Wait till he has 3 or 4.
It's the fans. It's the fan base. They always use this dead excuse, yeah. No, it's not. It's Arsenal. Just say it's Arsenal. You just don't like Arsenal. We respect you more.
Waffle Don King. Yep.
Big up.
Biggest bottle of the Premier area. Yeah, fine. Bro, in all my WhatsApp groups, they say I'm negative, but they were saying a draw is good. So who's negative? I wanted to win. You know what? After that equalizer, I thought we could have gone on to win, but our manager reverted to type, which we have to expect. I'd rather lose trying to win, not our manager. He'd rather
go to this last comment. I'm gonna roast this guy now. Yeah, I'm gonna roast this guy. Not crying at all. Yeah, but Scott, you numpty. Yeah, that's like me saying I want Tottenham to win the league. Really? That don't make sense to me. Does that make sense to you? I'm crying because I want Man United, a Manchester club where I'm from, to win the league. What kind of?
It sounds like he's a young kid because I don't know any, and I'm 33. I don't know any Manchester United fans who are rooting for Manchester City.
Ask Big Steve, Scott. Yeah, your thoughts of whether he wants you lot to ever win the league. Never. No. He would never want you lot to win the league.
So it's got to be a young kid. Thank you for stopping by though and subscribing. I appreciate
it. Big you up, man.
But like Coach said, it doesn't mean I'm older than you, mate. What's wrong with that? Like, I'm older than you. I mean, fine. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. I don't like to argue on my channel. I ain't got time for it.
Yeah, it's not my channel, so I'm not gonna argue with you. So yeah, whatever.
Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. But I mean, I still think it's weird. That you would rather want the little brothers to catch you in the trophy hall. But big up.
How does it look? Can I ask him a question though? How do you know how do you know you're older than me though?
I'm 34 in 7 days, brother.
Did you say he's older? Did he say he's older than me?
He must have meant he's older than me, but Waffle Don.
Oh, okay. So he's definitely not older than me.
But yeah, happy birthday, man. Happy early birthday. Thank you for stopping by. But going back to Coach Jordan, we didn't try. We got lucky on a goal, and then we did what we usually do and hold on for a draw because that's what we always were trying to do. I don't think we were going for the win. I think the first 25 minutes, if we had gone up a couple of goals, it would have been great. Yeah.
Put that comment. Not older than you, Gramps. Nah, I'm your dad, so you know what I mean. I'm old enough to be your dad, so call me daddy. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna end on that. As I said, my wife will probably be staring a hole through the wall. But big up Waffle for coming on my channel, gracing me with his time. As I say all the time, there's no better currency in the world than time. So anyone who gives you your time, I appreciate it. And what do you have going on next?
I've got a show with a Man United fan tomorrow. Actually, Perceptions with my boy Mido tomorrow. So he's probably going to cook me tomorrow. So that should be an interesting show. Then I've got the Monday Night Madness show tomorrow, 7 p.m. So that's going to be levels. Obviously, people's going to be on and getting crazy and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, man, it's going to be entertaining. But yeah, you know how it goes, man. You know how we do.
Yeah. I'll probably be on the Monday Night Madness. I think it's cool. We all just kind of. I hope that the guys who were supportive of Mikhail, the guys who thought we were going to win the double and the treble and the quad, do show up. I haven't seen them in a while. I would like them to show up. I'm not going to cook them. I just want to ask them some questions if their mind changed, because mine definitely hasn't. I want this guy gone regardless of, I mean, we could win the NBA title, the Super Bowl, the NHL Cup, the quad, the double. I still want him gone. But yeah, and like Scott said, Arteta is not the guy. No, he's not.
Nope.
And
but we've known this a long time already. So yeah.
But on that, as I always tell you guys, right? I hope that everything that you want to happen happens. I hope that everything that's holding you back in life, you get rid of. And most of all, I hope that you return to Gooner Rican TV back to the community to have another chat. So I'll see you guys on the flip side, and take it easy.